We are live and welcome to the build-up show, which sees West Ham United entertain. That's stretching it a little bit. Let's be fair. Sheffield United at the London Stadium, and I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Actually, as I'm sure you are too. Gone are the fallow days of not being able to watch this game, as you would have seen with the Lincoln City game. Not seen with the Lincoln City game the other night. So you should be able to listen to this on visual radio so we can get to watch this. I'm afraid just myself today, no Gio at all. He's actually got through to the second round of the Great Scottish Bake Off, which is quite miraculous, actually. It's brilliant for him. As he told me earlier, my Bickwell tart is the day for, which I think was he was trying to sell me the concept, but it sounded like a threat. Anyway, no Gio today, just me. What we're going to do today is we're going to probably get a bet slightly wrong. We're going to give one of you guys and girls the opportunity to win the money from that bet, should it win. We're going to reveal the starting lineup in about 1 minute, actually. There we go. In about 1 minute, we've got the starting lineup. We will give our reactions, my reaction. We'll get your reactions to that. We'll have a little chat. Charlie will be running a poll. We'll deal with that in a second, but basically the poll will be, are you happy with the starting lineup? We're about to find out. Then what we're going to do is we'll get some predictions off of you. We'll have a right old nice time. Good afternoon, Martin, mate. I hope you're well. I'm imagining Martin in his house, sat out over. He's got a nice garden. Martin. He's probably got his telly on, ready to watch the match. No Gio today, mate. His second round of Great Scottish Bake Off. So can't make it for this one. So I'm just going to go and give a little click now on the official West Ham Twitter. Do we still call it Twitter? I don't think we do. And I've got it. Wow. Now, I do forewarn you that often when West Ham do this on their official accounts, it's wrong. So I'm going with it. So if what I read out is wrong, it ain't me, it's them. But they do amend it quite quickly. So the West Ham lineup for today in goal is Alphonse Areola. Right back is Vladimir Soufal. Well, we'll get into the talking points on these afterwards. Right centre back is going to be Kurt Zouma, still captain. Hey, why would he not be? I'm just saying, he's still captain. Naifa Gerd partners him at left centre back with Emerson at left. Oh, I've just seen the rest of the team. Oh, my word. Anyway, sorry, we'll deal with that in a second. Alvarez, Souček, Ward-Prowse in the centre. Lucas Paqueta is going to be playing on the left. Jared Bowen's going to be playing on the right. And Antonio's playing up front. Look, the team is scrolling across the bottom of your screen there. Thank you for Charlie for typing that up. He'll be with us in about half an hour, by the way. He'll take you through the watch along if you fancy watching that. I think the first thing to do is Charlie will be making a poll, and he's going to be asking you what you think of the starting lineup. Let me put a little bit of a disclaimer in here. There you go. It's good, isn't he? Let me put a little bit of a disclaimer here. Look, we've got to win today, and if we win and Souček scores the winning goals and looks really good, it's great. It honestly is no problem. And I find myself keep making excuses for David Moyes. So I think I said, against Man City, I understand why he's picked Thomas Souček and not Mohammaed Kudus. Said it against Liverpool, I sort of understand it. And I do understand it now. They're terrible at set pieces, but I'm just sort of getting sick of saying it. And there's nothing wrong with Thomas Souček. He's actually been pretty good this season. And I thought he was pretty good for about the last 6 or 7 games of last season. So it's not that. You know what? At home against the worst team in the league statistically, I just want to see the £35 million attacker is the truth of the matter. So I'm not even reading the comments yet. I know there's going to be some agree with me and some disagree with me. But once I delve into those comments, there's literally no going back. So I think from my own point of view on that, it's a little bit from an aesthetic point of view, I'm a little bit disappointed. But then again, we can still thump them with Thomas Souček in the team. There's no doubt about it. That being said, it does seem a little bit too safety first, doesn't it? It does seem a little bit too handbrake on. I'm a bit sorry for Mohammaed Kudus as well, because when does he get to play with You know what I mean? Poor old Kudus. He's having to play with Maxwell Cornet and Danny Ings and so on and so forth. And I can make apologies for saying that, but you know what I mean? He would just much rather, let's be fair, he would much rather be playing with Lucas Paqueta and his mate Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse, be playing the same team as Bowen. He's probably looking at it thinking, I'm never going to play in the same team as Bowen. And Bowen should be dropped, by the way, from Mohammaed Kudus, but Bowen is in scintillating form this season. Probably scored today, actually, Bowen. In fact, we might pop that in the old bet. But, you know, I just think, okay. I think if I was him, if I was Kudus, I'd probably be looking at this thinking, oh, man, what have I done? What have I done? I bet there's no way that he thought he would be able to break into the first team at West Ham. No way at all. But anyway, there we go. That's my little moan up on it. Knife for Gerd is I think is the other talking point on this. I think I would have started him in this one, but only because I don't feel that Moyes has really investigated any secondary options on that. So he hasn't seen if Mavropanos can play at left centre-back, for instance. He didn't, for instance, try Mavropanos. He's just not explored anything else. So I think he's almost got to play Nathan Gerd. And I think if Gerd makes another mistake today, and I don't think he will. Let's be fair. He's not going to be tested like he has done. What did he get sent off? Got sent off against Chelsea, didn't he? So obviously he was tested then. Clearly he was tested against Man City, made an error, made a bit of a whopping error against Liverpool as well. He's not going to be tested against Sheffield United like he's. I'm laughing. I'm imagining the future. Imagining that I might, if I'm wrong, at the end of it in the review, me saying, "Well, I got that one wrong." I'm not. Look, it's a funny one. I'm looking forward to the game. I think we'll win. I think we'll win comfortably, and I think we'll actually play quite an attacking way. And I think James Ward-Prowse probably quite advanced in this game. And I think it's good. Like, we've got some really good players. Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Jared Bowen are exceptional. Absolutely exceptional at opening the opposition up. So it's gonna be absolutely fine. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more fantasy. Crikey. I'm moaning. Hold on, let me have a sip of tea. Normally I'll sip me tea when Gio speaks. No Gio today. Oh, there we go. Right. Do you know what? I've done it. Okay, sorry, Harry. He wants to know, Gonzo and Charlie, what's the bench? You know what? I don't actually know this. Do we know the bench, please, Charlie? There we go. So we got Fabianski, Mavropanos, Ogbonna, Kera, Fornals, Kudus, Cornet, Benrahma, Ings. I am surprised that Cornet's on there. But I'm sort of unsurprised that there's no youngster. I knew there wouldn't be a youngster in there. We discussed it in the preview. Fabianski, Mavropanos, Ogbonna, Kera, Fornals, Kudus, Cornet, Benrahma, Ings. I can't see a set of circumstances. We probably could invent one between us. We could probably invent a set of circumstances where Cornet features. I just can't. I can't imagine it in this one. So yeah, look. Do you know what? It sort of lacks imagination, doesn't it? Really, but Mavropanos would be disappointed he's on the bench. I think this is the thing. This is the thing with when you are a player in any squad. If the player that's occupying your position is making loads of mistakes, you must be thinking, I've got a chance to get in. We had that last season, if you remember. Whilst I said Souček I thought was really good. He's been really good this season. The last 6-7 games last season was really good. There were times last season where he was absolute crap. He made 8 passes in one game. And I think there was definitely one time where Flynn Downs got back-to-back man of the matches. And Souček was awful for game after game after game. But still, there was no... Flynn Downs couldn't find his way into the team. So I'd imagine that can be quite demotivating. So, Mavropanos will be certainly hoping that he can force his way in at some point. Tilo Kehrer is probably going to be disappointed. I don't think he probably expected too much of this, really, did he, when he signed from Paris Saint-Germain? But I find it hard to think I wouldn't play him at right back ahead of Soufal. It has to be said, and I certainly wouldn't be playing him at left back, and he wouldn't get in at centre back. I just think it's difficult for him. Everyone will be looking forward to Kudus coming on. Benrahma obviously created the goal against Lincoln City. So, all good as far as that's concerned. We will get to... this is interesting. Ionix is saying Mavropanos is not 100%. In all honesty, mate, I hadn't heard that at all. I hadn't heard any news about him being unfit or anything. Or maybe you've seen him playing, and when you've seen him, he doesn't look fit. But yeah, so maybe that's it, mate. Maybe that is it. I just want to. How on earth am I meant to? Oh, okay. So Moisasaurus Rex, Euro winner, and asteroid survivor. There's no better name, is there? Let's be fair. No one's put more into a name. Has donated 20. I don't know what they are, but whatever they are, it could be biscuits. In fact, I wish they were biscuits. But thank you very, very much for sending us that. Says MR's favoritism could cause his extinction, obviously meaning Moisasaurus Rex there. And well, look, we'll get on with this in a little bit later. We're not changing; it's always the same. If he wins, it doesn't matter. It has to be said there. I just think we probably just enjoy it a little bit more. And I think it's not just that. I just worry about the lack of motivation and signals it sends to players like Kudus and Mavropanos. So hold on. Leave off Gonzo. The players are fit. Leave off what? Leave off what? What are you talking about? I was answering Ionix. Ionix had said, oh, do you know what? I can't be asked. Anyway, what we do? Well, I'll tell you what we do. We're going to do with a bet. A bet. So you boys and girls are going to help me compile a bet, and we're going to go with a scoreline first. Now, I'm going to need a bit of help with a scoreline. This is not an easy thing to do to compile this bet. The idea is I compile a bet with your help. We put the bet on. We do a catchphrase, which we call the phrase that pays. And then if that bet comes in, one of you lovely people is going to go and get a chance to win that money. There you go. What can you do? Look, listen, I've got to say, Corky, mate. Corky, I can't do 1-0, mate. I can't do 1-0. And it's Swedish krona. Thank you very much for telling me that, people. I'm going to go with this. I am actually going to go with 3-0 because that's what I said. The thing is, we could go 1-0, Mikel Antonio goal. No one wins any money. No one wins any money, and I'm not going with that phrase. I will have to decide, actually, which phrase. I'll tell you what is funny, though. When I'm looking at first goal scorers, which will be the next thing, the first goal scorer, it suggests is Callum Marshall. Probably not going to be the case, is it? For a very, very simple reason. Right, so I'm going to click on 3-0. That's the first one. So 3-0, that's on the bet builder. We're going with a bit of that. Let's have some goals. So, okay. So, Healing wins. Where's he gone? Sorry, this moves so quickly. Gio is so much better this time. So, he's saying, I don't know. I'm not sure about assists. I'll tell you what we'll do. We're going to go with, oh, that's a good one. Oh, dear. Hold on. Someone's just actually given me the phrase that pays. And it's really, really good. Anyway, do you know what? I just right. Okay. So 3 goal scorers. First one we got Antonio. Second one. Let's give me a second one while I put Antonio on there. Would you mind, please? Right. So let's have a little look here. Mikel Antonio. It is funny looking at the list of players on this one. Funny, I'm struggling to find Mikel Antonio. Where's Mikel? There we go. Mikel Antonio. We're going to go score anytime, Mikel Antonio. Second goal scorer. Oh, do you know what? I actually like this. Do you know what? Brad Beal. Where's Brad Beal? Brad Beal has said nay for good. I'm going to put nay for good in there. I am, just because, you know what? Will he score? They're poor at set pieces, this mob. And it would just be the way, wouldn't it? Do you know what I mean? It would just be the way. So let's go and find Nate. He's well down the list. In fact, do you know what the funny thing is? Mavropanos appears on the list before Nate for good. We're going to go with what I want is a card and one more goal scorer. One more goal scorer. And I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that, Tolby, because it's probably going to be it's probably going to be pretty damn good odds, actually, because he's not starting. So I think we'll go with that one. Oh, that's looking pretty good. And we need a card, please, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a card. A card for... Are they going to be attacking that much? Does anyone know anything about their players that are on their team? Oh, hold on a second. Before we do the bet, Charlie's already put the team up. What we'll do is we'll have a little look at the Sheffield United team. So this is what happens when Gio's not here, when he's in the second round of a baking competition. It all goes to pot. Okay. So, we're just waiting for the team to come around there. So Sheffield United lineups, Foderingham. That's a good one, isn't it? Bogle, he's a good player. Ahmed Hodovic. Have I got that right? I might have. Egan, Robinson, Thomas, Vinny Souza, McAtee, Hamer, Harmer. So far, no, I won't do that. That's a bad gag. Archer, McBurney. And someone is saying, okay, I'm going to go with this, Nick. I'm going to go with the Egan card. I don't even know anything about that player at all, but I'm taking it. Do you know what, mate? You know more than me. Let's go with player cards, and we're just going to go booked on this rather than sent off. John Egan. There you go. Right, boys and girls, that is added to the bet slip. All right, and if this bet comes in, it is going to yield somebody. It's going to be one person, £500. One person, £500. And what I'm going to do is, excuse me, allow me just to go back to the top. I'm going to read this bit out. I'm sure you already know it, or what it is. So this is, the full-time score will be West Ham 3, Sheffield United 0, Mikel Antonio 9 for good, and Mohammaed Kudus to score. John Egan to be booked. Someone wins £500, and the person that wins £500, and this is good. This is witty. This is good stuff. So we've got to thank Frank Mensa for this, because I like it, Frank. I like it. Bowen beats Archer. There you go. You don't even need to do the emojis. Bowen, it's the bow, and it's the archery. It's a bow. You get it, don't you? Bow and arrow. Bowen beats Archer. Thank you very much, Frank. Excellent, mate. Excellent. Very, very good. If you type that into the live chat now, you're automatically entered into the bet. In the very, very unlikely circumstance that bet comes in, somebody in the live chat is going to be winning that. Who's typed that in? There you go. Can't say fairer than that, really, can you? So I'm just going to go through the lineups one more time, and then we'll have a little chat amongst ourselves. Areola, Sufal, Zuma are good. Emerson, Alvarez, Bowen, Souček, Ward, Prowse, Paqueta, and Antonio. And on the West Ham bench is Fabianski, Pablo Fornals, Mohammaed Kudus, Konstantinos Mavropanos, Maxwell Cornet, Danny Ings, Angelo Ogbonna, Said Benrahma, and Tilo Kehrer. There we go. That is your West Ham team for today. And if you're wondering why everybody, like Steve in Kent, is he got a lot of information there, isn't he, Steve? You know, we know his name and we know where he is. But as Steve rightly says, Bowen beats Archer. He types that in, and you are automatically entered. Hold on. Who's Gio? He's got. Look, you don't mention Gio's gone. But not forever. He's gone. Baking. I don't mean he's hot. He's literally baking. Listen, Frank, to be fair, mate, you didn't even need to enter. It was your good thing. You would have automatically been entered with your first post anyway. But you've got to be doubly sure, haven't you, mate? Oh, no. So I did a bet earlier. Oh, man. Should I tell you my bet? Let me tell you my bet I did earlier, right? So I did an accumulator earlier, and it was a good one. I thought it was a good bet. It was going to pay out sort of like, to be fair, I think it's going to be an unsettled bet. Basically, I tried to. Oh dear, it's even gone. I can't even cash out on it. It's just gone. Basically, I bet on all the predictions for today, and it's already done. The early kickoff has killed my bet. Schoolboy error. So as Mr. Bubble is saying just up here, like that, Rani Bubble, which is obviously a play on words for Barney Rubble, the team is to be expected, to be honest. Thank you, Barney Rubble. What are we thinking? Once you've got your name in for the competition, not really a competition, is it? Yeah, let's go with this. I think it is a little bit disappointing for him. I do wonder quite how. I wonder how long Danny Ings can go on sort of not scoring. This was sort of my point earlier. I did a video earlier, and my point is with Danny Ings, I wonder how long he can go on. He got good chances, didn't he? In terms of not just physical chances during the game, but he got to play against a weak team in TSC, Abaka Topola, and he got to play against Lincoln City. And nothing happened. So at some point he's going to need a goal. I just wonder. I just wonder how long he needs before David Moyes switches that up. I did mean Annie Dings, Barry, but I do like Granny Dings. The older he gets, mate, the older he gets, the more it's going to be the case. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I do wonder actually with Ings if he is going to be gone in January. Excuse me, one sip at a tea. If he gets to that point in the season where there's certain clubs that are struggling, they need a proven Premier League goal scorer. It ain't. I'd love to have been a fly on the wall with that transfer. I really would. As far as all are concerned with that transfer, what convinced Danny Ings to come to West Ham, whether it be he or his agent or anyone else, would have thought that he would have been getting game time at West Ham and that West Ham were a team that played a style of football that suited him. So why did he think that? And then who at West Ham thought that Danny Ings would be a good player to bring in to score goals for David Moyes? I just find it odd that nobody at the club, I think, hold on a second, the two players that have done really well up front have actually been converted wingers in Arnautovic and Mikel Antonio, and the fox in the box, like Chicharito or anyone else, it just doesn't work for him. So I do think there's sort of a bit both to blame. Danny Ings and his representatives and West Ham, I think they basically, Ings' representative joined the wrong club, and I think they, I think they signed the wrong player, basically. Yeah, I mean, you know what? You might, it's no need for shouting, but you might be right. In fact, he probably is. Chippy's probably absolutely right there. Absolutely right. It's that Premier League experience. But anyway, look, anybody, I'll tell you what, anybody feeling pretty good about the team? Because I got to say, I'm disappointed with the exclusion of Kudus, but if he wins, then it's job well done. You know, I think that's good. And I've got to say, I think Souček has been in good form. I tell you what does drive me around a twist, though, and I've told you before, is how long David Moyes waits to make a substitution. So it's just that thing on like 50. I was listening to the commentary of the Lincoln game, and if you were doing the same, it was on BBC Radio Lancashire, and there was a point where some substitutes got warmed up, and the commentator said, "Oh, the substitutes about to come on now," and they didn't come on. And the commentator said, it appears the substitutes haven't come on. Sorry, you'll have to excuse me. He said, I assumed they were coming on yet. I thought they would have come on then. They didn't come on. I thought, oh, did you, mate? You've not been watching closely. It's that thing where they stand on the touchline for 10 minutes. So I just hope we get a lead in this game and he starts bringing on some subs and doing his stuff. Let's have a look. I do like a bit of conspiracy sometimes. Paul says, Gonzo, I'm convinced that Ings and Schemack brought in to give Moyes the option of switching formation. It's not the place, it's Moyes shoehorning. Well, again, do you know what? And again, let's assume you're right for a second there, Paul. Which nutter at the club thought Moyes was going to ever play two up front? I mean, if that was the case, you know, unless we're saying that Moyes gave them an indication. Oh, do you know what? I think I'm going to start playing with two. I'm going to start playing with two strikers. Yeah. It's a bit like me. It's a bit like me saying I'm going to start painting the hallway. Do you know what I mean? I might say it, but you know, it ain't happening anytime soon. Steve, hello, Stephen. He says Souček and Alvarez in the same team against a poor Sheffield United team is too defensive, in his opinion. Crode said he thinks Souček is always going to start the game regardless, to be honest, purely for their weakness at set pieces. It's a no-brainer for Moyes. I do think that's absolutely it. Whilst it's disappointing, it makes absolute sense. Him, basically, he's just scored a header. He just scored the winning goal in the FA Cup. So he's earned his place. And actually more than Kudus, because Kudus played in that game and he didn't score the winner. Souček did. So actually, he's earned his place. That's different to me not liking the team. Actually, you know, that supersedes it, doesn't it? And they're weak at set pieces, and he's headed in 2 from set pieces this season, Souček. It sort of makes sense, really, doesn't it? That being said, I think Kudus has has headed in one from a set piece already, and he got credited one where he didn't score. And Marsh 138 says Kudus up front. Now, obviously, he knows that Kudus isn't up front. He suggested maybe he could play that. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it. I really would. But I'm far from convinced that it will happen. And I'm not. He might not even be the best man for the job there. I just don't know. I think Moyes will continue to, if he needs to, move Bowen central and put Kudus wide on the right. Oh, this is interesting. Hello, Mark. He says if it's 0-0 at half time, we're going to have to see Kudus. Yeah, well, listen. I'll tell you now. You're not wrong, but I think. Well, I think it won't be 0-0 at half time. I do expect us to win healthily here, but I think you've got to see Kudus anyway in this game. I do wonder because obviously we'd seen Tim Steiten, on the plane. I was going to mime a plane, and that's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? And I think Tim Steiten's obviously been schmoozing and doing all the schmoozing that Dave Moyes can't say, okay, come and join my stand, come on a jet. And I do wonder if Kudus is on the phone to Steiten saying, hold on here, mate. Hold on a second here. Things ain't working out quite as you said. He's going to need to get into the team soon. And when I say soon, I mean really soon. Otherwise, we're going to have a disgruntled player on our hands. A couple of times, I was saying it in a week, you know what I mean? I was saying in a week, I was referring to the team that played against Lincoln and whatnot, and TSC as the second string, the second team. People are saying it's disrespectful, but it is true, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? They're not the first choices. People might not like it and they might be offended by it, but it is true. And I do wonder if Kudus probably be thinking, hold on a second, you didn't tell me I was joining to be in the bloody second string in the reserves. Disrespectful. Listen, when Charlie comes along, Charlie will tell you which radio stations you can watch this on later on, certainly. So, stay tuned for that. Here we go. This is Harry, different Harry. Lots of Harrys. The cost of having Moyes winning the UEFA Europa Conference League, there you go, is a loss of genuinely talented strikers. Skamaka, soon to be Bama, Kudus probably next at this rate. There we go. It's what I was waiting for. Where's he gone? Where's Kaiser gone? Where's Kaiser gone? There you go. I think we'll get an early goal. This is it. I'm just trying to balance things up a little bit here because I think we win the game. I do think we win the game, and I do think if we get an early goal, then we could be. Hold on, look at. Oh, he's gone. He's gone altogether. We're still allowed that. You can still submit that. If you're wondering again why people are typing like Jamie is typing Bowen beats Archer, that enters you into our competition. Which if our bet comes in and our bet is, do you know what? I've even forgotten what a bet is, but Antonio scores and Nathan Gerd scores and someone else scores and John Egan gets a card and West Ham win 3-0. If that bet comes in, someone's going to win £500 that's typed in Bowen beats Archer. Well, yes, that's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. And the other thing is you have to score. You have to win. If you're going to do this, you have to win. Marshall is the top scorer in Premier League 2. Yes, he is. Yes, he scored 11 goals, not in Premier League 2, in under 21 football. He has scored 11 goals in 6 games. And I do apologise for the person that typed this. And they did it the other day on one of the videos. And they said that sometimes you get to a level where you get to a level where you're just too good for the level that you're at. And it can happen all the way through football. You've all seen it, the kid that plays for your son or daughter's team that's scoring 10 goals a game. They're too good for the level. They need to move up. Do you know what I mean? And it happens all the way along football. That guy in the conference that's scoring 40 goals a season and probably should be playing in the championship. Stuff like that. And they just need to move up. And it looks like Marshall is already better than the standard of football at Premier League 2. He's already better than that. Now, I'm not saying he's Champions League level, but he needs to go And I mean, this is the thing. He scored 2 against Bristol Rovers, or a League One team. He scored 2 goals against them. So he's already, I think, very, very capable of playing at League. I wouldn't be surprised if he would be amongst the top goal scorers in League One. I think he'd be a good player in the Championship. And I think this is really the point with those is, I'm not suggesting, I'm not moaning that Marshall's not in his team. I don't think he would be. But we have to manage these players really well because that's not testing him. And it's probably too easy at the moment. Too easy, the level he's playing at. This is an interesting one, actually. This was a discussion on our Patreon, actually, very, very recently. But we were lucky to have 2 really good strikers, and they are different. So there's no reason under the right manager they couldn't play together. And I've seen them play together, funny enough. Hold on. That's Sama. That's not how the song goes, I've got to say. Hold on. I will tell you, Jordan. I will tell you. I'll tell you because you asked the question. I think it's Marshall. I think Marshall is. However, I think Obama is better suited to David Moyes' style. But I suspect Marshall is going to have a glittering career. But but I think they're both going to be good. They're really decent Premier League footballers. But I think at the moment, I don't see any reason why Obama doesn't feature more under David Moyes. Exactly what he wants, listen, to answer your question, I did just answer your question, but I also do think Obama's a better option for West Ham than Granny Dings. Anyway, spoiler: I'm happy with this team, Gonzo. Good, excellent. And so you know what? So you should be, and you're very welcome to be. Don't feel you got to moan for the sake of it. So yeah. This would be a good combo. This would be a good combo, I actually think. I really do. Well, hold on. I'm not falling for that. Someone's exactly, Barry. Exactly. Actually, do you know what? Someone just typed something. I'm not falling for it. Someone did that before. Someone did that before, and I clicked on it. You lot can't be trusted. I'm putting the earplugs in for when Charlie. I'm going to do one for when Charlie comes. So anyway, I tell you what. Now we've done that, Charlie will come give us the results of the poll in a minute. Bearing in mind there's a lot of people who are not particularly happy with the team. That's going to, I would imagine, be reflected in the poll. Can I please have your score predictions for today? My score prediction was 3-0. I said it on a couple of the videos during the week. The team hasn't changed that. I expected, whilst this wasn't the team that myself and Gio, we picked different teams to what David Moyes has picked. I still haven't changed my mind. I still think we'll win 3-0. So, yeah, absolutely. Right, here we go. Barry, 3-0, created by Kay. We've got, look at that. Look at that, 4-0, 4-1 Hammers. My goodness. But you've got to stop doing the RIPs. I'm not clicking on it. There you go. That's Mark, Corky, Ralph in the 1-1. Really? 1-1. Adrian as well. 1-1. Wow, that would... I do like a bit of mischief in there. I do like a bit of mischief. I really do. It'd be a tough watch when it 1-0. It'll be a tough watch. We'll be happy with a win. Be a tough watch though. 2-1 Hammers, says Mark. I don't know. 2-1 feels better than a 1-0, doesn't it? It's just you see more goals, bit more jumping up and down. Really. I'll tell you what. You imagine that. Brad Berger. Imagine that. I'll tell you what, Brad. I'm with you. I'm all right. Dexter, I'm all right. I hope you are as well. So we got another 5. Imagine that. Imagine 5-2. We had another 5 a minute ago. Mickey Smith. Doug's at it as well. Come on, you. Right. Mark, come on. That's look. Do you know what? It's all just stop with the RIPs. Stop with the RIPs, Andy. Andy messaged me yesterday. Good old Andy on the phone. Said Fury and U6 been made. Is it just me, or have anyone seen that Tyson Fury documentary? Is it just me, or has he come across a bit of a knob? I tell you what, his wife is a saint, isn't she? His wife is a saint, quite frankly. Anyway, what we got Mighty Badger, which is a mighty fine name, and we got 3-1. Ooh, this has been written in a 2-0 Sheffield United, says Daniel Kelly. I tell you what, imagine that he jumps over the advertising hoardings and nods one in. What else have we got? A lucky 2-0 win. A lucky 2-0 win. Dougie quite likes him, but probably just how he is with the camera. Maybe. Oh, there we go. See, I started something up now. Anyway, no. Oh, blimey. I wish I hadn't said anything now. There you go. I was gonna bring something else up. I don't think I'll bother. I'm gonna leave that. Sorry, I can't. It's. I think that might be it. I think that might be it. I think there's a summary. I think that's exactly it. This from the Pocky Punk, aka Sat. Actually, it's not. His name is Sat. It's aka Sat is the Pocky Punk, also known as the Pocky Punk. Not also known as your name, are you? Like saying Gonzo, also known as Chris. No, that's the other way around. 4-2 Agurd scores both ends. Well, I like this, Harry. Maybe a little bit of anyone that's interested. Maybe one day we'll have a little bit of boxing chat, a little separate. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. A nice car. Very nice car. David Agurd is getting the team ahead of Maverick Panos. There's no sensible argument for it. I like this. Hat trick for Bowen. You should put that on. Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, there we go. So, hey, it's a nice car. Is that your car? Is it your car, M? You're not M. You're not the one. You're not M from James Bond, are you? That would explain why you got a nice car like that. It's probably got as Q been doing it up for you. It's got like missiles and ejector seats and stuff like that in it. There we go. Anyway, I'm leaving. Stop the RIPs. I'm leaving. I'm absolutely leaving. I'm not falling into that trap. I'm leaving the Tyson Fury stuff alone. I think we'll do that. We'll do a little boxing one on Patreon for that, don't we? That Razor says that lineup just shows why we need a top coach and Carter Cancer from our great club. How any brain could put a Agurd in and leave Dino out or not play Paqueta in his correct position. Wow, I think I reckon they only give you so much to type, maybe. Razor. Whoa, there's a lot to get through there. I think Paqueta's sensational on the left. I think Paqueta is the best option we've got on the left. I think he's better than Bowen. I think he's better than Cornell. I think he's better than Fornals. Some of the best football I've seen Paqueta has been on the left. I just would put Kudus in Paqueta's position. I'd put Kudus in attacking midfield if I was going to do it and take Souček out. That would be that. So, yeah, on the other one, I don't think Agurd can keep his place for too much longer. I really don't. Oh, dearie me. There's some funny old stuff here. Right, Charlie. I'm going to bring Charlie in now. Hello.
You all right?
I'm all right, yeah.
Yeah, you've annoyed the chat, haven't you? I have a Tyson Fury story that I can't say publicly, but I'm so desperate to tell you because I'm looking at the chat and it's just non-stop. Well, Fury, fittingly. It's just non-stop Fury. It's great. Look at that. You've done what it takes me. It takes me like half an hour to get people that riled up. You've just done it in one word or two words.
I know. I didn't think you had to. I didn't think you had to like him. There you go.
He's a great. Listen. Great boxer.
That's what I said. He's a great boxer. That's why I clicked.
Because you know me. I'm not into I don't like combat sports unless they do cartwheels and dance their way to the ring. I don't like combat.
Leotards, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't like combat sports. Yeah. But I remember watching the I do watch the big boxing fights when they happen if I'm awake and care enough and not doing whatever. And I watched the one. Who's the Wilder, right? And I was talking to young Tom at the time, and young Tom's super into boxing for context. And I was like, do all boxing matches look like this? Because it looks like someone who actually knows how to box versus I don't even know, like this guy who was just constantly going, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Whereas Tyson Fury was like ducking, he was doing things, and it was the most like obvious like.
So sometimes there were three fights. What happened in the what was the highlight moment? I'm just trying to work out.
It was the one after the one where Tyson Fury set up.
Okay, so that's the second one, which he dominated. Actually, Fury dominated that fight.
Second
fight. Yes, yeah.
And I was just watching it, and I was like, "This." It was never a clearer example in my brain of someone like actual how good someone is at boxing, because like before you could have shown me two people boxing and I would have no clue which one was the better one. Like, oh, whichever one hits the guy the better is whatever. I would have that time I was like, my lord, this is about as obvious as it's possible to be. Like, obviously Wilder, I know he has a hard punch or whatever, but like, my god.
You know what, Charlie? I actually have for a little while considered doing a boxing, but in fact, I did a couple of little boxing podcasts, little videos with Frankie. I like boxing, and I was giving some consideration to maybe doing some other boxing YouTube stuff. I think I rated the comments. I think I'm gonna give it a swerve.
Just get involved with what I do and do wrestling. Come on, Gonzo, get involved. Come on.
I think everyone's a little bit feisty. Which it's combat sport. Why would you expect the chat to be anything other than feisty?
He's a very polarizing figure, is that man? As is David Moyes for some of his decisions. Although I have to say I agree with all of his ones today. The one thing I am disappointed about Gonzo in that lineup, before we get the poll results, I'm just disappointed Bama's not in the squad. Yes. Like that's my big one, really, because even if he was on the bench, I wouldn't have any faith in him coming on. But it's just crap.
I think look, there's a lot of staff in the academy. There's they've done a lot, not just work on the training ground, done a lot of work on the buildings, and Chadwell Heath. A lot of work has gone on there to produce a good academy from all age groups. And I have to think that next week, the whole of that big part of the club, and it's a big, but not both metaphorically speaking and physically speaking, in terms of big building, lots of structure. You know what I mean? Lots of fields, lots of personnel, lots of staff. I think the morale in that place a bit lower next week for what is the figurehead of the football club, which is the first team, for nobody from this, what is a massive department of the club, being involved in it. I do wonder if, that's. Well, there wasn't even. Johnson weren't even on the bench, was he?
No.
I mean, there is no one. There is no one representing West Ham, basically, there. So obviously the players are representing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think
there's no one who West Ham have produced in that squad.
I think that's a hard thing for all the coaches and everybody next week to say, right, come on, lads. You know what I mean? Because everyone's dream is obviously to make it into the first team at West Ham. There's no.
Yeah,
there's no example. There's no example there at all. So yeah,
it's such a good advert for not panic buying strikers in January. It's such a wonderful thing for having any sort of forethought. Because I was listening to you earlier when you were talking about you'd love to have been a fly on the wall just to figure it out, because there's no sense in Danny Ings at West Ham whatsoever. There's just none. The only sense is when you look at it originally, you go, oh, Ings gets goals. Then the second you think about it for more than that, it becomes increasingly clear how much of a bad idea it is. And now we're seeing repercussions.
I've got to get out of Aston Villa. Ollie, Unai Emery's clearly playing one up front. This is a conversation between Ings and his agent, presumably. He's playing Watkins, playing one up front. I'm not getting a chance in here. This one up front is killing me. I need to get out. I need first team football. I need to be playing in a team that doesn't play like this. Why do you go to West Ham? Just someone in the room to say, well, that's not. You're going to have the same problem there, mate.
Yeah.
Well, I just wonder why that's not happened. And from the other side as well, of them all wanting him to look at this. Oh, there's this guy at Aston Villa. I don't know. It's weird. And anyway, there you go. What was the result of the poll, Charlie?
It's a good question, Gonzo. We asked how you felt about the starting 11. It was a little bit more even than it usually is, but 61% said it's all right. 18% said it's poor, 15% said it's great, and 4% said it's awful. Usually this season we've had it's great and it's all right being the powerhouses. Sure. It's all right being far ahead, and then it's great sort of getting there. And the other two being 2-3%. There is definitely a sense of disappointment with the. There is definitely a sense of disappointment with the lineup.
Yeah, I mean yes, it's tough to call it awful. Any team that's got Ward-Prowse and Paqueta in it and Bowen and Alvarez, it's not awful. It can't be awful, but I think it's people are disappointed with it because it's just you play a lesser team and it's just naturally you want to see. And you're at home, just another attacking player. That being said, why do you want attacking players on the pitch?
Score goals and
yes, so you can win a healthy win. Ultimately, if West Ham go and win this, score 3 or 4 goals than it has been an attacking performance. So, hey, look, it's over to David Moyes now. But I do think it's important because actually, let me before I go, Charlie, I need to go and get set up to listen to the game. Let's just
listen to it, of course.
Just listen, set up listen to the game.
Are there ways you could watch the game on the link in the description below Discord? Who knows? We'll talk about it later.
Okay, so we're 7th at the moment. But 6th, there's a 4-point gap. Yeah. So we can only be 7th, right? But we can get closer. We can get closer to it. The 7th's not a bad place to be, and it allows you a little bit of a springboard. But you do sort of look at it and think, well, okay, well now let's go. And there are teams above us who won't have played both Liverpool and Man City and Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So there is that there. But we whooped Brighton earlier on in the season and they're, they've only played 6 games. They're 5 points ahead of us. So, now's the time. So I think it has to work now. Not for any massive doom or gloom, but it has to work now. Anyway, There you go. That's what I would say.
Yes, thank you. Well, thank you for the build-up. It's been a lovely, enjoyable time. I'll let you get off because obviously you've got to go and tune your radio and whatnot.
I've got to tune my radio. I've got some messages on my phone from some Tyson Fury fans, which I got.
Yeah, I was going to say got some missed calls from 1T Fury. Or whatever his dad's called.
People outside my house with pitchforks, apparently, on the old Ring doorbell. Well, that's not good. But yeah, I was going to actually make a joke then, but I won't. I'm done. I'm done. Not going to do that joke.
Well, appreciate you. See you at full time for the review, of course.
See you later. Thanks, mate.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Go, ladies and gentlemen. Gonzo, what a man! What a man with some strong boxing opinions. You love to see it. Hello everyone, how are we all? Hope you're well, hope you're good. It's West Ham United versus Sheffield United at the London Stadium this afternoon. Exciting match, one that I think we can win. Probably one of the poorer teams in the league who barely can't buy, that's the name, thank you very much, that's John, who barely can buy a win amongst them or even goals at the moment, versus us who are on a really good run of form. I mean, you look at the last two Premier League games aside of the two probably best teams in the Premier League, one of them probably the best team in the world. And even then, there were periods of that game where we looked really good. I'm looking forward to it. I genuinely feel like this is a strong opportunity to win. But how do you feel? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you in a West Ham result today? While we do that, good afternoon, Judas, my trustworthy friend. How are you? Hope you're all well. Good day, HDU. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're all good. See any bears? No bears. No bears. Bearless. Bearless. Yeah, no. I was just having a little rethinking in my mind. No bears. No bears, unfortunately. But while you do that, let's go through the starting lineups. In case you haven't seen them, I've accidentally clicked on a news report about Tupac. Isn't that fun? Where's the button? My God, I've lost the button. I moved everything. There we go. The thing just didn't play. Well, there we go. West Ham lineup as such. Areola starts and gone. With Sufal, Zuma, Aged, and Emerson in defence. We have Alvarez, Souček, and Ward-Prowse as the 3. With Paqueta on the left, Bowen on the right, and Mikel Antonio up front. The bench being Fabianski, Fornals, Kudus, Mavropanos, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Benrahma, and Tilo Kehrer. Like I say, realistically, my only disappointment is no Mubama on the subs bench. I would have really loved to have seen that. I think he is a better option than Danny Ings. I think I understand why Danny Ings keeps getting the game time, despite the fact it very clearly is not working and very clearly will not work unless we play 2 up front. I understand Danny Ings sort of getting game time because of his wages and wanting to shift him, so we have to put him in the market, in the window, and all that sort of stuff. But it's very frustrating to me because Mubama feels like he's the most ready out of our youth team for first team football. I think he is probably ready, and the idea of him not getting any game time at all is massively disappointing. Outside of that, it's probably the lineup I would have selected. I understand there are definitely some question marks over Aged right now, but I think what he offers in build-up on that left-hand side, we have such a nice left-hand side going build-up wise with him, Emerson and Paqueta right now. There's just a lot of just calmness in there, and I think what Aged brings in, the sort of high-profile mistakes he's had recently, he also adds a hell of a lot on the other side of the game when we are in possession. And that's something we all want to see. We want to see West Ham better in possession than we have been over the last, well, certainly last season at the very least, if not before then as well. Aged brings that. Aged is the guy who starts that, really. I mean, you can argue it starts with Areola as well, but like when you start going forward, you want someone who's calm in possession, capable of passing the ball around nicely, and he brings that. So I think despite his high profile errors, that's probably why he gets in. And if you're bringing in Mavropanos and moving Zuma over to that side, that's a big problem. If you're just putting Mavropanos in there, it's still wrong-footed, although he seems quite assured on the ball. So I understand it, even though if you were going to test Mavropanos, which I think is a fair thing to want and a fair thing that we probably should do at some point, Sheffield United is one of the bigger games to have done it, if we're being honest about it. And then the other name is Souček. And obviously with Thomas Souček, I think, as Gonzo put it, when you're facing a team like Sheffield United in terms of their Premier League standings currently, that would probably be the game you would leave Thomas Souček out. However, when you look at it and you hear that Sheffield United are one of the weakest teams, or I think statistically the weakest team from set pieces, he's almost has to be included. And actually, this lineup, I would argue, is our strongest lineup. I think Kudus coming in at some point will be very nice. I don't know where, I don't know how. You would maybe argue for Souček. You bring Ward-Prowse back into a sort of, you move Ward-Prowse back, you bring Kudus in as the number 10 kind of thing. We're playing 4-1-4-1, so we don't really have a number 10, but he could probably do that role relatively well. But from a I know this works standpoint, this is definitely the strongest 11 in the positions that I would put them in as well. However, like I said, I think Mavropanos at some point I would like to see tested. I don't think it's going to happen, and I don't see in what configuration you put them together. Yeah, and obviously we just all want to see more of Kudus. So from a confidence level, though, I can't exactly say I'm low. Healing say 6.5. Sumo, good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Yeah, I saw that as well, Arto. What the heck is going on there? That's wild. 8, 70, 67, 7, 10, 10. Sheffield, Adam 22. Adam 222 coming through with some big intel. Sheffield United have one change in their attack. They haven't changed their backline since conceding 8 goals. 8 out of 10. That's big, in it. Nathan saying, yo, Charlie 9. Good to see you, Hassan. Hope you're well. Chuck, sir. Good to see you. Hope you're well. 9, 3.1416. Pi. Daniel says we're losing today, Bevo. This is fair, Daniel, if that's the way you feel. 8, 6. Got to be a 9, Charlie. Andy, good to see you, my brother from another mother. 8, 7. Morning, Ishmael. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're good. I always say Ishmael, and sometimes I say Ismail. I honestly... Is it... How do you pronounce it? Because you're always here, and I feel like I should get it right. I feel like I should get it right. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're well. 8, says my trustworthy friend. Sup, says Dr. Furs. Good to see you, sir. 9, 8. It seems to me Moyes is out to save his own skin with this selection. I don't think Moyes is under any pressure right now, you know. I feel like if you're talking about strong Premier League managers who are in quite a strong position, he's probably up there. I don't think until the end of the season or until we go on some horrendous run of form is there any really stress. I don't see that happening yet, to be honest with you. I don't see that happening yet, given the fact we've started this season almost as well as we possibly could have. I mean, if we beat Liverpool, it would have been our joint best start in the Premier League ever. So I don't think he's particularly in too much. I don't think he's in a particularly weak position, if we're being honest about it. John's saying he's 10 out of 10 confidence. You'd love to see it. Tom with the £2 into the full-time fund. Thank you very much, Tom. It helps us out massively. I would knock out Tyson. Now, don't get me wrong. I know he's very tall. I know he's very strong. I know he's good at boxing. But I have the smarts, you know, underhand tactics, you know, cut a hole in the ground, put leaves over the top of it. He'll fall into it, and then I can just, like, lob something at him. Thank you for the £2. Tom. I did just say I trapped the world heavyweight champion of the world in a hole. I think I'm underappreciating his brain there, to be fair. 9. So we got 9. Good to see you, Ritesh. Hope you're well, by the way. 9, 8. I've seen bits and pieces, not all of it, but I do love looking at the old stuff, mainly because I don't know a lot about it. So I do love looking at all the old stuff. I've seen bits and pieces. I know back when the back when the pandemic was in full effect, and we were all locked down and stuff. That was seeing quite a bit of it then, which was good. Which was a very lovely thing to do. Thank you as well to the Swindon Hammer in Italy with the £5, the £4.99 super sticker, sir. Thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you. Massively appreciated. Keep it up. Massively appreciated, bro. Hope you're doing well. Let's have a look at the Sheffield United team. The Sheffield United lineup, as we're getting close to kick off. Just in case you haven't seen it, Fotheringham, Bogle, Ahmed Hodzic. I've never known how to pronounce his name, but he's a football manager legend. He's doing very well in the Premier League so far. Egan and Robertson in defence. You've got Thomas alongside Vinny Souza, McAteer, Hamer, and then up front you've got that Archer McBurney combo, the big man Ollie McBurney, with Cameron Archer Swift in attack. It's a fun front too, if not super effective yet in the Premier League. It's at least fun. McAteer, a decent player as well. They've got some all right players, to be fair. It's just there's a lot of holes in that. Not holes, but it's just not a good enough team. But there are some players like Ahmed Hodzic, Thomas, McAteer. You can make an argument for Hamer. I think they're all players who would stay in the Premier League once they went down. Cameron Archer, if he can manage to get some goals, would probably get someone interested in him. Ollie McBurney just sort of exists at all times. It's just this big man. So it's not exactly an awful team with no redeeming qualities whatsoever. But it is certainly, when you compare the two sides, it certainly is quite weak. And then you look at the bench. Davis, the goalkeeper one, Trusty, Basham, of course, the overlapping centre back from their last stint in the Premier League. Larouchi, it's how I'm going to say it, no idea. Tom Davis, formerly of Everton, which I was shocked he went there at some point. I was just like, excuse me. Ollie Norwood, who I really like as a footballer, but he's just not cut out for, especially speed-wise, for the Premier League. He's just not the one. Slimani, but not that one. I need to spell it differently. Traore and Ryan Brewster, formerly of Liverpool, scorer of about 0. Bless me, goals. Those are the two lineups. And now we've spoken about it all. We've spoken about the bench. We've spoken about everything to do with this game. With 5 minutes to go, let's get your score predictions, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to lock them in. No more sitting on the fence. No more making just wild decisions. No. It's time to put it all down. And it's time to lock them in. By the way, I did see the West Ham admin on the Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, did put team locked in with a little lock emoji. That was fun. I like to imagine that's a reference to us. It definitely isn't. It's just the phrase. But, I'll put that. How can people be so overconfident with 2 holding midfielders and 1 striker? Well, I think it's probably... I know someone else... I saw it as I was scrolling through and I didn't have a chance to click on it. So if you're still here, I apologise that I didn't click on your comment, even though I'm referencing it and I can't say who you were. Because someone said, this is not our strongest 11, give you a head wobble. I probably believe it is. I mean, outside of... The only person who you could argue would be stronger would be Kudus. And he's still adapting and getting game time and working his way into the team. I think he will eventually become one of our strongest 11. And I think there will be a lot of games where he will start. But for now, Souček, who's the person who would have to come out, I would guess. Most people would say take out Souček, put in Kudus. My man's getting goals. And against the weakest team for set pieces in the division, you want one of the best players at attacking set pieces in the division in your team, especially coming off James Ward-Prowse. We saw it, when we were playing TSC, for example. I was having conversations with people who were, there were some people in the live chat, for example, I can't remember who it was, who was saying, why are we bringing on Souček? That's such a negative thing to do, given who we're facing. And I said, look, he does well from corners. We're doing well from corners today. What happened? 2 + 2 = 4. We whipped in a corner to his head. He scores, right? And I think it's a lot more likely today that that's going to happen than against other teams, given their track record in that position. So I think even then it just lends us balance. And let's be real, Thomas Souček gets forward in the box while he's really active in the box. So I understand the point. To be fair, let's have a look at some of these score predictions. Nathan saying 2-1, 4-1. Deploy the boys for 3-1. 1-0 Paqueta hat trick, 4-0, 2-0, 6-0, 2-0, 3-1, 2-1, 3-0 to West Ham, says Dan. 2-1, 3-1, 4-2 again, scores both ends. It's a solid shout. That is a solid shout. Flipping heck. West Ham 3-0. Tuning in from Australia. Love that, Mitchie. Hope the south of the world is treating you well, sir. 3-0 or 3-1. James will press to get direct free kick. Oh, I can't wait for that to happen personally. Bowen hat trick, says Chris. 3-0. Thank you very much. I missed, if you told me how to pronounce your name, by the way, I've missed it because I'm an idiot. But I do, yeah. I had a conversation with someone about that. It's the thing. 4-0 West Ham, 6-0, 3-1, 3-0, 4-1. What do we think of Tottenham? Crap, you know, to say it in a YouTube friendly way. In a traditional rhyme format, every match cannot be 6-0 win, neither can always be 5-0 to be expected. This would be a 4-2 straight. Procure Bowen will score first on the 8th. Who knows? Game shows. Come on, Retesh, coming through the bars. Alvarez scores today. I could see him scoring an absolute banger at some point. Just not sure when. Tevez hat trick, probably not going to happen, but you'd love to see it regardless. There's a lot of confidence. There is a heck of a lot of confidence in the chat, and I'm kind of loving it. I'm kind of loving it. We are about to kick off at the London Stadium. See so by the way. Oh, Mitchie B with the $2 Australian dollars, 99. I assume it's Australian dollars. Tuning in from Oz. Oh, there you go, Oz. Thank you very much, Mitchie. Very, very kind of you, sir. I'll make sure to put all the names of the people up there in a second, but very kind of you. 3-0 tuning in from Oz as per every week. Oh, you're always welcome here, sir. As we're about to kick off, there are definitely ways you can watch it. Of course, it's a 3 o'clock Saturday kickoff, which means it's not being shown on United Kingdom television. However, if you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community. Fans of all clubs welcome, but more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll find what you're looking for. It's West Ham United versus Sheffield United in the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen, and it is about to get underway. I have a timer in the top corner which will let you know exactly how far behind you I am, because I will be ever so slightly behind you, you know, with time differences, and the internet for some reason just means that I'll always be slightly behind. However, once we kick off on my screen, it will be going, it will be accurate, just so you know exactly what's going on. It's a big game. I'm really excited for it. I can't lie. I feel like this is one where I feel like we've got a really strong chance of winning, adding to the great results we've had already this season. If we can confirm our win today, then that would be really, really nice. I'm excited to see the match, everyone. I'm excited to see the match. I'm also trying to find a way of watching it that's maybe a little bit caught up. Of course, if you do go to the Discord and use anything there, I'd highly recommend Adblock. I would highly recommend VPNs, that type of stuff. Keep yourself safe. We should try and get a VPN sponsorship, shouldn't we? Keep yourself safe while browsing online. But I can confirm there are things in there that are working. I'll say that. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. I can confirm that now. I can confirm that. 3-1 says the Scoobs. 2-0 all from Kudus. Listen, that would be very exciting. If he can come on and get a couple of goals in the Premier League, that'd be hype. Cactus, can you shave your beard but keep the mustache? Whenever I do shave it, I do tend to just sort of like do weird things just to see what it looks like. And I tell you what, mustache, it's not for me. It's not for me, I'll tell you that much. West Ham United versus Sheffield United in the Premier League, about to kick off. Come on, you Irons, deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. Let's flipping go. Ladies and gentlemen, let's absolutely go. Right, I want to see early. I want to see us start as strongly as we did against Liverpool. Long ball, long throw, looking from the throw in, looking for Thomas Tuchel instantaneously. And we win a corner. Within 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, we have won a corner. We want to throw down that right-hand side. Sufal going for the long ranger, launching it in towards the box. And Thomas Tuchel was already there, wins a corner for us, him and Antonio. Asmi JPEG. No, it's not JPEG, it's JG with the £2. Thank you very much. Played into the box. Oof, just avoids everyone. Thank you very much for the £2 into the full-time fund. There's a Sheffield United player down. It's going to be a free kick. I think it was McBurney. Thank you very much for the £2. Massively, massively appreciated. It helps us out a huge amount. We need 12 months. Come on, DDCH. I said that naturally. I just came out. I didn't even think about it. You love to see it. What a man DDCH is, by the way. Now we're getting a little break in play, given the person's down. Although we've got straight back up again. Let's get these names. Let's get these names in the at the top of your screen. On Sumo with the £2.50. Thank you very much. Treat yourself to a can of Prime. Come on, probably does cost about that much. I will say the shop that's nearest to me, the corner shop that's nearest to me has just got Prime in now. Right, and in the window, it gets back underway. West Ham passing around the defence, and in the window they have like a small A4 sheet, which they've clearly just printed off from a Word document where they've just typed Prime available here, and it's underlined in like Arial font 12, or like whatever the default is, right? And I saw it as I was walking past, and I was like, that's the first time I've seen it sort of properly in person, like Subway advertising it or whatever. Like I know there was a corner shop relatively near here that had a similar thing going on before, and I walked in and they had the biggest. It was a cage, as the North Idaho TV notes. Let me down. They had a cage on the floor just full of it, and I was like, I feel like it's not quite the commodity it once was. Let's say, given that fact, but you know, so I could go get some. I could, in theory, go get some. Can I be asked? No, but I could. In theory, go get some. North Idaho TV Network's letting me down right now. North Idaho TV let me down. Trying to fix that while we go forward. I'm alright, bro. I'm alright. Not had too much sleep, but I'm alright. I'm alright. We're getting there. We're getting there. I'm excited for today. Like I say, I think we're gonna have to see us taking advantage. It's not necessarily a shock that we're gonna play for set pieces to some extent. We usually and almost always do, but certainly I think it's going to be a game where those could be super effective. So it's not shocking us instantly trying to sort of get into those positions and winning a corner. That one didn't quite work out, unfortunately for us. You know, the ball came across and it just sort of went past everyone and went behind them. But it could be something that's going to be very effective for us. Channel, it's obviously not on in the UK. Matteo, unfortunately, given it's a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff, they are never shown in the UK for whatever stupid reason they have. But you know, there are definitely ways you can watch it. There are definitely ways you can watch it. You know, I'm saying avoid Prime, drink water. I try to, Rob. It. I mean, I've never drunk Prime, and I always have lots of water during the day, so. I'm healthy like that, he said, showing off incorrectly, but you know, we move. Just trying to figure out the North Idaho TV network at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm being a bit screwed over. Was working very briefly, but seeing lots of. I'm just trying to keep an eye on chat just to make sure I'm not missing anything. I'm seeing the word Suchek a lot. I'm seeing awful miss Suchek. Oh my god! Wow, what a miss! Awful miss Suchek. That's ridiculous. What a mess. Just one of you. Should be 1-0. Suchek terrible. Keep me updated, everyone. Keep me updated as I try to make this work. There is nothing more frustrating than when it's working and then it just stops for no reason, it feels like. Selection error. It's 1-0 if Kudus is playing. Kudus would have scored. God, you hate to see it. Would Kudus have got into that? Would Kudus have got into that position? I don't know. I can't see. I would love to know. I'd love to be able to talk to you about it. But... Okay, right. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. And we're slightly ahead of where we were. You'll have to see it. Kudus is one of those people who, once he comes into the side, I'm really confident he's going to be absolutely lightning for us. Like, you see the way he plays. One of the things I really like about him, as Sheffield United working their way forward, whipped in with his left foot, trying for Ollie McBurney. The far post was never going to happen. One of the things I like about Kudus is the idea of he wins. He especially in I'm trying to remember which game it was. There was one game in particular where he was playing where it became increasingly clear to me. West Ham take the goal kick quickly and start passing it around. It became increasingly clear to me that unlike Ben Rama, who tends to start very wide, Souček is very far forward. Antonio looking to whip it in, like Souček is like on top of that. Like, he's basically up front with Antonio. Antonio does really well. Pings it across to Thomas. Souček can't quite get his head across. Played in. Oh, so close from Jared Bowen as well. Tell you what, I didn't see the one from previously, but it feels a little bit like we're knocking on the door. Mikel Antonio on the counter attack picks up the ball wide on the right hand side, takes on his man. It's nice seeing him out wide a little bit on that side. We don't tend to see it too often. First cross doesn't work out. Second cross, he manages to dummy his man. Well, he just fails to control it, but gets that ball in towards Thomas Souček, who's just hanging on the edge of the 6-yard box. Can't quite convert the header. But doing close. Doing close? Yeah, sure, that's words. As I was saying about Kudus, unlike Ben Rama likes to stay very wide, picks up the ball wide and then cuts inside. He was floating into those sort of central positions early, and when he was receiving the ball, he was very central. He wasn't sprinting onto it like Bowen. He wasn't collecting it wide like Ben Rama does and then shifting his weight inwards. He was drifting inwards and then collecting the ball, but from a sort of standing position, right? And he was winning free kicks in dangerous areas for James Ward-Prowse. And that's something that I don't think we've seen enough of yet, is free kicks in good areas for James Ward-Prowse to start just having goes. And that is something that I'm going to find increasingly more exciting as we go forward. And I'm really excited to see once he starts playing a little bit more. I think that could be a really large part of our game. And obviously, I've only seen the highlights from the Lincoln game, but there's a couple of times there where he sprints through, but he just has this ability to just sort of play the ball across, pull back nicely. That really, really works for us. I'm really excited to see it happen. Anyone looking for a way to watch the game? There are definitely ways you can do it. Sheffield United slotting the ball around. That's a nice little flick into McAteer. Or McAtee, sorry, not McAteer. Who cuts one way, cuts the other. Alvarez just standing him up. Bogle calms forward. Crossing's it's not bad, but Zuma managed to just get a foot on it. Emerson tries to hook it away, can't. The little link up with Lucas Paqueta doesn't quite work, but thankfully an offside. Thankfully an offside. Good to see you, the Timeless. I hope you're well, sir. Of course, an excellent YouTube channel if you're into Doctor Who stuff specifically, among other such things. I was watching the video you did, the podcast you did. I don't know if you'd call it an episode of the podcast. I didn't read the title, to be honest. I just saw it was one of yours and I clicked on it instinctively, as you all should do. Where you were talking about the new trailer that came out. And once you started talking about the intricacies of what you thought it was going to mean and like stuff, my brain started to kick off about spoilers. So I stopped watching, but I was enjoying it. I can't remember your boy's name who you were with. But yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Go check out the Times podcast. Hope you're well, bro. Hope you're well. Kudus not there with Moyes in charge? I disagree. I just think it's time. I just think it's time to get there, you know? Sheffield United coming forward again here, looking for the ball down the right-hand side. Again, the defensive solidity is exactly what you'd expect from us. The shape is exactly what you'd expect. Thomas lays it back across. They're struggling to find any real big space here, Sheffield United. They're going for the full-on horseshoe. Try to whip it in. Archer tried to get in there, and he does. A great block. I don't know who that... And then shot comes over. Again, that was an awesome block. And you see him just sort of like, yes, he nailed that. That was awesome. Ball gets played across towards Archer. They're doing the full-on horseshoe, Sheffield United. And ball comes in from Luke Thomas. It's a little bit awkward. Cameron Archer can't quite get there. Zuma completely trips. He just completely gets over himself. And again, who, I mean, one of the Man City goals was because of him covering, but there was absolutely beautiful. Just dives in front of it. Go gadget legs himself. Strips out in front of him as he gets back up. You saw him just pumping the air. Here comes the resulting corner for Sheffield United. Nothing to be done from that at all. And West Ham looking to hit on the counter-attack. Soufal just... And apparently they win a corner. Soufal just a little bit caught up there. I think his natural instinct to maybe boot it long maybe got a little bit the best of him. Then he's looking for options to pass it short. And he just sort of gets caught. And Vinny Souza comes in from behind and somehow wins a throw-in on the left-hand side. It's snowy today. But it's, you know, it's doing well. It's doing all right. The journey was rough. Not much sleep. How Danny said, he's good. He's good. Throw in. Bouncing around. Head away from Zuma. There's just a lot of head tennis going on here. And James Ward-Prowse hooks it away. He's doing well. Bless him. He's strong. He's ready. Poker face, I suppose. Yeah, he's concentrating on, you know, the surroundings, the game. The surroundings, the game and whatnot. Right, let's see if I can get these names in now. Now we have everything working properly. Right, so there we go. Yeah, it feels like in defense, certainly, especially we're playing the 4-1-4-1 as we're doing. You know, you have Alvarez, but also Souček dropping in as and when we need it and stuff. But from an attacking perspective, you have that sort of 4-2-3-1 like we usually do. And it is Thomas Souček. Oh, nice little flick between there. Emerson and Paqueta, who's streaming away. Bogle catches up to him, but Paqueta does well and wins a corner. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. But going forward, we definitely have a 4-2-3-1 style system with Thomas Souček as the most advanced of the midfield three in that sort of 10 position, which is kind of what you'd want in this game, to be fair. You want James Ward-Prowse being the deeper one, getting involved in build-up play, allowing us to build up in a nicer way. And then you want Thomas Souček getting in the box, getting on the end of stuff. Here comes the corner, whipped in. Owen, header. Oh, sorry, header again. Headed off the line. Oh. We're going to score from a corner today, aren't we? We are 100% going to score from a corner today. Whipped in from James Ward-Prowse on the left-hand side. Bowen, of all people, rises up well, gets a really strong header on it. It's palmed away from the goalkeeper, but straight back into the lines of someone. I don't know who it was, who heads it straight back towards goal, and it's headed off the line by one of the Sheffield United defenders. West Ham still maintain possession of the ball, but how flipping close was that? How flipping close was that? West Ham playing it around at the back at the moment. Calmly amongst themselves. Again, this is one of the big benefits to Areola as opposed to Fabianski. It allows you to build on that way. But again, Soufal just getting a little bit caught up with James Ward-Prowse there. Archer. Wasn't a Hamer, it was Archer. But the shot was wild from Archer. Weak, off balance, facing the wrong way. Tries to just swing a foot at it and it goes significantly high and wide. We're going to see the corner replay here. Yeah, Jared Bowen gets the header. It's a good save, and it's a Gerd who sort of off balance, but manages to get a head back towards goal. And then I'm trying to figure out, is it McAtee? I think it's McAtee who manages to head it off the line. Flipping close. We are knocking on the door from these set pieces. We are knocking on the door. I tell you what, there's been so many super chats today. Which thank you very much. It's very, very kind of you all. But there's been so many that I genuinely think I might have to go line 2 already, which isn't something we do often. But we'll see if it ends up happening. We'll see how keep an eye on that thing at the top, just see how that works out. Whether it'll glitch. We'll see after sumo here. Well, for a start, I've spelled sumo wrong. That's a problem. Bowen beats Archer is the name. Yeah, look, it's glitched out. I'm gonna have to do a second line. Bowen beats Archer is the phrase for the bet from the build-up show. Can't remember what the bet is. It's Gonzo, so it's probably 15,000 things, but I don't remember. Jared Bowen just laying it back to Kurt Zuma, playing it around. Again, out to Emerson. Paqueta getting involved. Look at this. We're so much better on the ball than we were last year. It's actually night and day. It's insane how much better we are on the ball. Sufal tries to work his way forward. Paqueta, who's worked his way all the way over to the right-hand side. Oh, that's a beautiful through ball from him to Bowen. Across, just over the top of Antonio, and Souček wasn't quite there yet. Late sort to Souček, who tried to flick it into Antonio, couldn't quite make it work. We are so much more comfortable on the ball. Oh, go on, Alvarez, that's brilliant. Free kick. Free kick in an excellent area. Free kick in an excellent area, ladies and gentlemen. Right outside, maybe even too close. Maybe even too. You could make it. You could make a solid. You could make a solid call that this is maybe even too close for a James Ward-Prowse special. But I tell you what. Jared Bowen winning it off. I'm not sure who that is. Just a little clip. Just a little clip. Why North Fido TV network? Not this second. Not when we finally get a James Ward-Prowse special. No. I just want to see James Ward-Prowse. Okay, we're back. Commentator there just bringing up the fact that James Ward-Prowse could, if he scores this match, David Beckham's Premier League record for most free kicks scored. He's looking at it. He's setting it up. Him and the referee just having a conversation there. Places it. That wall feels very. The wall feels very, very much to the side. Looking to try and cover James Ward-Prowse's in curler. Paqueta's also there. Rose Prowse. That's it. It was on target. It was on target. It was not there, but it was on target. He tried to go for that opposite side. Again, it looked... There was just such a lot... The wall was just so far across that trying to bend it round the wall for the post furthest away from the goalkeeper seemed like an impossibility. And James Ward-Prowse again tries to just angle it, sort of Dimitri Payet style against Crystal Palace or whatever, trying to just angle it to where the goalkeeper is, hoping he steps out of it and tries to go early. But goalkeeper equally matches that just to catch easy raid. Turns out I didn't need to stress. James Ward-Prowse putting pressure there. Sheffield United win another throw-in. Can't really get forward right now. Trying to pass it around the back, Sheffield United, trying to just get a bit of play and booting it long. Again, they do have Cameron Archer and they do have McBurney. Archer just a little bit of pressure, puts Zuma under, heads it out for a throw-in. They do have that sort of front two, Sheffield United, that you can imagine would cause problems. It's not quite worked out for them yet, but Archer's got the pace and can finish on his day. Ollie McBurney, big, bruising forward, very strong in the air. It's really a classic big man, little man combo in a lot of ways. And so you can see from their perspective how if they're not being able to sort of play it out, they could just pump it long, and there are options there for bringing it down under control. There are options there for running in behind. Just had a moment there. Throw in for Sheffield United. I just had a moment watching some stewards walk up and down the steps. I just had a flashback. I completely forgot about the stewards having to walk up and down those stairs constantly telling people to sit down. I haven't been in such a long time that was just not even something that I'd even thought about until this exact second. Shout out to those guys. I know someone who was a steward at the London Stadium, and I can tell you for a fact, not super fun. Not super fun. Paqueta battling for it. I think it's Alvarez battling for it there, loses out. Sheffield United trying to reset themselves, play it across to the left-hand side now. They're a little bit too slow, but the horseshoe is in full effect. Defensively, we've been all right today. When we're in these positions, when we get set, we've been all right. They have people like Ahmed Hodzic is how I'm going to pronounce it, who are capable of playing with the ball at their feet, who are capable of sort of playing out for the back and getting forward in those senses. At least if he's anything like his Football Manager player that I've signed a million times. He is capable of doing that. So even though they are playing a sort of 3/5, he can of course get forward and get involved. And he does seem to be quite far forward here as they play it down the right-hand side. Gustavo Hamer was looking to whip the ball in while my thing glitches. Look at the chat just to see. I don't think they've scored. Seeing as I think a couple of you at least are ahead of me. Well, you'd hope so, no? Could have in the 60th minute run wild. Yeah, I think that's probably. Listen, I think I understand everyone's want to start Kudus and to get minutes and everything else. I'm not too concerned about it. You have to spend time bedding into the team, and I'm not talking about in a traditional David Moyes sense where everyone thinks it takes too long, and I would probably agree with people when I say that. I'm talking about, you know, it's a new league. It's nice for him to have to come in and not. It's nice for him to come in and not be like the do or die player. As much as we all want that, and as much as, you know, everyone wants to be the best, that have the most exciting players on the pitch at all times. It's nice having options, and it's nice having a player like him who is going to be so important for us in the future and can be so good on the ball and can be so effective. Not having to come in and be the player who makes everything happen straight off the bat. I think that's a nice thing. Good ball down the wide to Soufal. Bowen's there! Oh, let's go. Jarrod Bowen, 1-0. Big goal. Come on. There you go. Now any stress we've had at the beginning of this game, any questions over, you know, whether we would ruse some of these chances we've missed, completely gone as Jarrod Bowen slots it home nicely. And this is also why you can't just lob Kudus in, because his natural position on the right, Jarrod Bowen, is just too good. Love that finish. Just nice, open up the body, slots it home. 1-0 West Ham, big. Come on, Bowen. Soufal linking up with Alvarez. Souček, just nice little flick around. Souček's the one who lays it out to Soufal. Oh, it's great play from West Ham down that right-hand side. Really nice from us. And then the pull across is really good from Soufal. Not just hooking it into the box, just a lovely pull back onto the approaching Bowen, who opens up his body, essentially just passes it into that bottom corner. 1-0 West Ham. Big. Love it. Absolutely love it. Such a good goal. I'm trying to find the button. There we go. Such a good goal. The cross from Soufal is great. The finish from Bowen is great. The through ball from Thomas Souček to Soufal to get the cross is great. The build up from Souček, from Bowen, from Soufal. That's really nice. Oh, beautiful stuff. Yeah, I was just thinking this as well. Is it 3? He's starting to tune a little bit back into what he once was. Starting to tune in a little bit from what he once was. Again, not necessarily. I was talking about this on the Two Spanners podcast that I do on patreon.com/chat. But Paqueta looking to whip it in. Oh, Antonio's there. A little bit of a misjudgment from Sheffield United. Antonio could be through for 2. Hits it. Oh, just wide. Oh, that's such another good opportunity. Knocking on the door. Again, Thomas Souček spraying the ball. I didn't know he had it in him. Playing the ball out, spraying is a bit over the top. Paqueta even trying to get that ball crossed in early. It deflects upwards and in towards the path of Antonio, who is completely all over the shot, but he manages to battle for it and can't quite get there. I think it's going to be a corner. Flipping heck. Antonio is being absolutely pulled left, right, and centre from the Sheffield United defence. And it's not even like one of those ones where the Sheffield United defender can claim that Antonio's involved in it. Antonio's not facing him, and it's in his back. Still, we're going to get the corner now. That is insane. That's insane. How are you not getting a yellow card for that? How are you not getting a yellow card for that? I mean, you'd have to. Sure, a warning, bro. Mikel Antonio is being bullied by this Sheffield United player, and then McBurney just walks up behind him and just pushes him down onto the floor. That's mad. That's mad. I'm watching him again. McBurney's having to cover him and Souček. Souček runs to the front post over the top. Can't quite get that. It's in a dangerous area, but not quite get there. That's insane. That's mad. Flip it. Fair enough. All right, it's going to be one of those games again. It's going to be one of those games where people are just going to fight at corners and the referee's going to be like, yeah, sure. It was Thomas who was the defender. Apparently, we're getting a VAR call for a possible handball. I mean, it hits his hand as clear as day. I didn't notice this in the real time. Ball gets played across from the corner. I don't think it's a penalty, to be fair. Yeah, the referee says no. It does hit his hand as clear as day, but I don't think it was a penalty, to be honest. VAR, Raymond, is an interesting one for the push before, because that was insane. That was insane. The push before, I'm shocked didn't get at least a yellow, because that was complete chaos. The handball, for me, not a pen. It does hit his hand clear as day. Ball gets played across. My argument is he's not really looking at the ball to begin with. His arm's not in a super unnatural position. And there's like three people who you would probably expect would get a touch on it before it even comes to him. And it comes in very quickly. So I personally wouldn't have given it as a penalty either. But it does hit his arms clear as day. Like it cannot hit it clearer when you look at the replay. I didn't see it in real time, but Alvarez out wide to Paqueta, lofts it in towards Antonio. The back stick can't get there again, being bullied. It's going to be a long day for Mikel Antonio. Nice play there from Emerson getting involved. Alvarez looking, he was desperate for a long shot there. He was loading one up, couldn't quite get it. It comes onto his left. He tries it again, doesn't quite work. Mikel Antonio is complaining to the referee there, and I know Mikel Antonio gets a little bit of stick for the way he complains to the referee sometimes, but again, he's just being. I mean, you look at the Liverpool example. You want to get physical with Mikel Antonio, but Sheffield United are doing it to a whole nother level right now. They are literally just throwing him around and pushing him to the floor. It's not like battling with him; it's pushing him to the floor. We'll see how that ends up playing up. £2 for Dave. Dave, thank you very much. ACD Punch Up Gaming. Show on the like button, stay line, snaps. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Of course, 300 is usually the goal. Watch along build-up show combo that we do. 300's the goal. If we can hit that, that's a beautiful thing. And I tell you what, we're doing relatively well. We're at 219 already. Love that. 219 already. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. So like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. We're the most consistent channel, West Ham channel, when it comes to watch-alongs. We've missed 4 in 4 seasons. And two of those have been because, you know, one I couldn't get out of bed, one's because, oh, Antonio hits it from range. Oh, the stanchion at the back. All of a sudden it just opened up. We had players steaming forward. Antonio running. I think he had Bowen on one side of him. Paqueta on the other. Just that pressure. Pressure from the front line. James Ward-Prowse does well to get in there and nip it. It's James Ward-Prowse on the left, Paqueta on the right. Antonio goes for it. And I'll tell you what, it's a powerful strike. Just wide. It couldn't bend it in back towards goal early enough. Maybe should have laid it off, but we are firmly knocking on the door now. Not only are we in the lead, but we are knocking on the door for a second. We're the most consistent channel in the West Ham space when it comes to watch-alongs. Only missed 4 in 4 seasons. One was because of tonsillitis, another because I literally could not get out of bed, for example, because I was so ill. We are here almost every single game without fail, with ways to watch the game as well. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, because we have lots of videos going up all the time, including a match review straight after this, live on the channel with Gonzo. Sheffield United getting their foot on the ball a little bit, passing it around half hour in. There's a lot of applause going on. I think it might be for the Sheffield United. Was there a Sheffield United women's player who passed away recently? I think something like that. If so, thoughts go out to her family, of course. I can't remember exactly what it was. I think that's what the situation was. McMasters, hope you're well. I'm all right. I'm all right. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Thomas trying to whip that ball in. Well done there from Alvarez. Nicely done. And then we just take our time. Again, we're so much more comfortable in these positions than we were previously. We're playing a little bit ourselves into trouble, but we win a free kick. Love that. Love that. Rash on a... Yeah, McAtee's going to get a yellow. A little bit rash on Souček. We'll take that. We'll take that. Coufal and Souček just teaming up down that right-hand side. Souček giving him a really nice out option where it felt like there wasn't one. And yeah, McAtee just comes across as clumsy. It's an easy yellow. It's an easy yellow. We're so much more comfortable in those positions. You know, we're not just defaulting it to booting it long. We can pass it around. Areola getting involved again. Zuma, even Coufal. Coufal used to be a guy who would just pump it long instantaneously. He doesn't do that anymore. You know, Alvarez drops deep into that back line to get involved in the build-up. Look at that pass out from Alvarez. You love to see it. You know, we're just so much better in those positions. Oh, that's a nice ball over the top for Jared Bowen. Can't quite get there. We'll take the throw in there. We'll take the throw in there. Yeah, I'd agree. I think we're getting there. I'm really happy with our performances so far this season and the players we've got so far this season. Bowen in the area, looking to try and bend it. Can't quite get there. Long throw just lands at his feet. He grabs a little bit of an opportunity and tries to just bend it in. Can't quite manage it. Yeah, I'm really happy with how we're doing so far this season. A loss against Liverpool, Manchester City are nothing to really speak about, if I'm being honest. There were some opportunities there. There were even periods, especially in the Liverpool game, where we were the better team. I think in general, we look so much better than we have done the last couple of years. And I'm really, really happy with how we started the season, just in general. So I see the words Luton winning. Come on, you had... Luton are beating Everton 2-0 away. What? What are you talking about? How? Is that a thing? Alvarez does really well there, looking to play it over the top, just a little bit too far ahead. I love the idea, though. It's fair play to Luton. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Not just because half their team feels like West Ham Youth Academy products. Dave, just put your name into the thing at the top. Thank you very much. Very, very kind of you. Very, very kind of you. Everton are crap, that's why. Well, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. The last message I got from a mate of mine, one of my friends who supports Everton's, was just, I hate life. So, you know. Emerson plays the ball across looking for Souček, couldn't quite find it. Souček getting so far forward and in the box, really dangerous, giving us that out ball, giving Antonio the space. Bowen the space. Paqueta does really well, lays it short to Emerson. Go on, Coufal, have a pop, go on. Oh, the cross isn't bad. Souček's head was always going to be difficult for him to head it in there. Maybe Antonio behind him was a better option, but he was battling as well. It's going to be a goal kick, but Souček getting that far forward is really nice for us. It just holds off those centre-backs. It gives them something to think about, especially when you're playing against the three at the back and they will always have a numerical advantage. Having Souček just roaming forward from those positions and essentially just becoming an auxiliary second striker, being in and around the 6-yard box, just makes it so much easier, and is giving us so much space for the likes of Bowen and Paqueta and even Antonio to drop deep and to get involved in play and have these opportunities from range. Coufal doing really well there, battling for it. Oh, brilliantly done, Coufal. So good. That's prime Coufal defending there. Prime Coufal defending. Just battling for it, nipping away it, not giving them any time, pressing into it, getting right up, touch tight to them. I'm loving the free roaming of Paqueta today as well. He's really been given just the role to do whatever the heck he wants. This is the little bits. These are the little bits that have changed for us given the opposition today. You know, it's not necessarily Kudus coming on. It's pushing Souček right up next to Antonio. It's having, you know, Paqueta starting as a left winger, but basically given free roam to go wherever he wants. He's coming across, drifting over to the right hand side, giving us overloads in those areas, helping with the build up play from there. It's really nice to see, actually. We feel like it's odd to say, but we feel a little bit like a proper football team. Right? we feel a little bit like it isn't David Moyes in charge. It's kind of wild to say. Souček, and again, look at us just taking our time, just passing the ball around casually. You know, calm on the ball. Nice little duck there from Bowen. Doesn't quite work out, but it was a nice idea. This it feels like such a matter of time at this point before a second happens. Sheffield United had a couple of early little bits and pieces, but now it feels very much, oh, this is a great opportunity. Mikel Antonio collects it, lays it short to Souček. Come on! 2-0, Thomas Souček gets the goal. We were just talking about how far forward he's getting and how good that is for us and how important it is for us. And bang, he gets the goal. We win it back quickly. We play the ball through the lines quickly. And Thomas Souček, almost in the 6-yard box, slots it home. West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0. You love to absolutely see it. Come on. Beautiful stuff. Absolutely love it. Oh. You can see them, Sheffield United, trying to play it around at the back. Just instantly snips straight in Emerson with the interception. Antonio turns around, lays it into Souček, who's so far forward that when we win the ball back in that position, brilliantly by Emerson, Thomas Souček is sprinting through, and then with his weak foot just slots it home. Don't get me wrong, it's not exactly a finish anyone's going to write home about, but it says classic Thomas Souček non-headed goal. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. 2-0. Let's go. Oh, I was just saying two things. The two things I was just saying. One, Thomas Souček getting forward is really nice for us and it's putting us in really interesting positions and it's giving us really just good options for moving forward. And two, it felt like a matter of time before we scored our second. Bosh. Have it. 2-0. Got to be careful here on the counter-attack. Oh, that's nicely done by Archer into Mohammaed. He'd be shocked. And he has wasted that opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. He has wasted it poorly. You want to talk about maybe being a bit. He's saying he got a touch. He does well to nod it down to Archer. He does really well to time his run in behind Zuma. You want to talk about being disappointed about chances? Don't know. It doesn't look like Emerson got a touch. I don't know. I can't tell. But that's an opportunity that you would rue. 2-0 down, a golden opportunity, almost in this 6-yard box. Ollie McBurney 1v1 versus Areola, and he just takes a little bit too long to prep himself. Emerson comes from behind, and his shot ends up being incredibly poor, just dribbling wide. Ugh. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my god, that win probability thing has us currently at 94% and Sheffield United at 1%. You hate to see it. If you're looking for ways to watch the game, there are definitely ways you can do it, and I can say for certain that they are working. Link in the description below for the Discord. It's going to be a yellow card for, I think it's Alvarez. Yeah. Yellow card on Alvarez. Love that. Probably shouldn't. And at some point, he is going to get 2 yellows and get a red. Paqueta trying to just battle with their number 20. Not sure who it is. The flick to Alvarez doesn't quite work out. And Alvarez on the auxiliary just goes diving in. I mean, it's the flick and the grab after. He wins the ball as clean as you like originally, though. Again, their free kick comes to nothing. Boot straight over the top. Like I say, at some point, Alvarez getting a yellow card like that is going to come to destroy us. We're going to get a second yellow. He's going to get a red card. It's going to be very annoying. But I can't lie. I love a bit of rashness, and he's in there with it. It is. It's really good from us. It's really good from us. I get this just exactly where it is because it's about 5 seconds behind. Not that it matters. It's only going to be this for another 5 minutes or so, but still. There we go. There we go. It's actually exactly in time right now. Oh, Souček does well. Dribbles past one, plays it across again. Souček arriving. Oh, that was James Ward-Prowse. It was a nice header from James Ward-Prowse there. I was going to say he looked a bit short. It's a nice header. We play it out wide. Souček again finding Sofao, who just hits across Does well to take it past his man. Hits the cross in, floats it. And I tell you what, it's not a bad header. Don't know. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. It'll happen. It's going to happen at some point. My man is a walking yellow card and red card waiting to happen, but I love it. You know me, Ray. We talk about this on Two Spanners, One Hammer, the Hammers Chat Patreon exclusive podcast made just for you on patreon.com/Hammers Chat, of which Ray is my co-host, the host with the most. I love a bit of recklessness, you know. I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it. As much as I love a nice, clean, solid challenge, I also love one that just makes no sense. Oh, Sufal just hits that one. Trying to take it past his man, just gets a bit overzealous. Can't quite make it work. He apologised to his teammates, but it's nicely done. Nigel, if you do see this, I think you're behind. I think if you hit live or refresh the page or something, it's been 2-0 for me ages ago as well. I don't know if everyone else is this behind. I don't feel like I am, but still. The thing is, I wouldn't be against this, but my big problem, not my big problem. My problem with it today is he's getting physically manhandled by the Sheffield United players from corners especially, but he's getting physically manhandled in a way that they want to do exactly what Matip did to Antonio before. And they are on top of him that way. I don't think Kudus has that to try and deal with it. I don't think he has that. He might win more free kicks from it, though, to be fair. You might not want to try and manhandle Kudus because he will just go down and win free kicks in a way Mikel Antonio won't necessarily do. It's just not actually a bad shout, to be fair. And like I say, he's been important. He got the assist for the Souček goal, for example. He's played an important role so far, even if he's not been the most Antonio effective you've ever seen. Played out wide to Emerson, looking for the cross, whips it in. Souček's there again, header. Oh, punched away from the goalkeeper. Foderingham gets there. I don't think it was going in. It was probably going to hit the post and go out, but it was close again, just knocking on that door. By the way, can you just, you don't have to do this, just someone please do this. When you see me saying these words, can you just type the word bacon into the live chat? Just the word bacon. You can say anything about bacon you want. You can just hit the word bacon by itself. I just want to see how laggy it is right now. Just want to double check how laggy it is. Played forwards from Sheffield United. Big boot. Bacon, love bacon. Okay. So there you go. Me saying out loud, you just heard how far behind it is. Not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay, it's fine. I just wanted to switch. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you, Big Gabs. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you. They were the first 3 on the thing while it refreshed. Oh, look at that. My God, the chat refreshed and it's just the word bacon. Header across from Sheffield United doesn't quite work. That was amazing. There were like 3 and then the chat glitched in a weird way and then it was just like, bacon. Thank you. Well, you heard how quickly it was until I saw it, so you know how fast. It's not too bad. I was just double checking because I didn't want to make sure that Nigel, for example, that problem was for everyone. I just didn't want to make sure. Souček is back. Bacon, nice. I'm just gonna out of respect. Bacon, love bacon. Bacon. Souček is back. Bacon is good. Bacon. I love smoky bacon. Bacon. Rashford is good. I'm assuming it's a bacon joke. I like it, Mark. I like it. Bacon sandwich. Very much, Joan. I have. It's going to happen after this, and I'm very excited. Bacon. Does Ollie like bacon sandwiches? I don't know. I do. I love them. They're beautiful. Bacon smells nice. It does it very much. Bacon. Yum. Ham sandwich. Not quite, Jeff, but also good. Also in the bacon mad. Smoky bacon, beer can, horny for bacon, unsmoked bacon, clear. Veggie bacon, Marcus Rashford. It's just good. It's just good work. Bacon tuck biscuits. Ooh, shout out to Tuck, you know what I mean? Turkey bacon, beer can, red or brown sauce. Good question, Rob. For me, red every single time. Although I'm not exactly going to complain about brown sauce, but it would be red every single time for me. Bacon is not good for longevity. Souček your bacon. Beer, bacon, and beers. Played across. Wait, it's 3 minutes of add time, by the way. Free kick to West Ham, anything. Unexplained bacon. Bacon makes everything better. Love bacon and eggs. That's a great point. Slow mode is on. That's an excellent shout. Sorry, Race. I'll stop now. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Oh, Bacon Tree Heath. Where is that? I feel like it's on the Central line. That's my bet. Central line. If it's in London. I don't actually know. Thank you very much. There was a lot of bacon. There was a lot of bacon, chat, and I respect it. Red and brown sauce. Jonathan, you're a madman. You're an absolute madman. I don't know if Gonzo... Right, here we go. I don't know if Gonzo's coming for half-time. I suspect he's not, because he doesn't usually remember, and that's fine. It's not in it, right? But if Gonzo does come for half-time and I leave, start going mad about bacon in chat. It's just... Like, I want to do his thing and everything, but start just going mad about bacon in chat, you know? I don't think he is turning up, to be fair. I don't think he is turning up, but at the same time, you know. Jared Bacon. I can't escape it, Evan. He's affected my brain. Come on, you Bacon. Ah! I can't stop seeing Bacon's on fire. Angela House is burning down. Bacon's on fire. Getting involved. It's going to be half-time any second now. Referee's looking at his whistle, looking at his watch even. There it is. Half-time whistle goes. West Ham United 2, Sheffield United 0 at the break. And I can't lie to you. I am very happy with that. I am very, very happy with that. Some chances for Sheffield United, and certainly not something where they haven't had anything. It's not been a complete and utter rout. There have been opportunities for them. That Ollie McBurney chance specifically. There were some early chances for us in the first half where, you know, people were quite rightly asking the question whether or not we would come to rue those chances. Will we regret those sort of chances, missing them? Because there were a couple early doors. There was a big Souček one, for example, where we were going, oof, is this going to be another Liverpool situation where, you know, we only saw it last week, where we have some chances in the early stages, don't make the most of them, and then all of a sudden, you know, we come to rue it. Well, thankfully, we haven't, and it looks like Sheffield United might, because we have gone solidly in with 2 goals and have looked really, really strong doing it. Playing out from the back, again, we just look so much more comfortable on the ball. We're playing it around brilliantly. It's super, super enjoyable. I'm absolutely loving that side of it. And then on top of that, when you look at the other side, when we get forward, it's Thomas Souček playing... almost as an auxiliary striker. If you're looking at that 4-2-3-1 style system, when we get forward, Thomas Souček is basically as far forward as Mikel Antonio, if not further. And just him getting in there, occupying the centre backs, is giving space to the likes of Paqueta and Bowen to do their thing, to get involved in. And it also means that when we nip the ball back, like Emerson does for our second goal, we have an extra guy forward steaming through already. Ball comes into Mikel Antonio. He turns, he lays it into the path for Thomas Souček, and it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm really happy with this game so far. I'm really, really happy. For large portions of it, it felt like we'd been knocking on the door. When it was 1-0, we were literally saying the word. We were literally saying 30 seconds beforehand that it felt like it was only a matter of time before we scored again. And I'll be honest with you, I can't see anything different happening in that second half. Sheffield United have to do a significant amount of changes, have to really figure out what they're doing to try and get back into this game, because right now the idea of them scoring 1 doesn't seem likely, let alone 2, and let alone also stopping us, because we are very, very much in control of this game. We're playing really well in possession, and then hey, when we get those corners, it feels again like it's a matter of time. It feels a little bit like the TSC game where we were getting a lot of corners and they were landing a lot of the time to Mavropanos. We were getting closer and closer, and it felt like, you know, at some point this was going to happen in that second half. It felt like we were going to score a header. It feels a little bit like that. If you were to say to me, are we going to score from a corner today? The answer would probably be almost certainly yes. I'm really happy so far today. I'm really excited to see the end of this game. I think this is going to be a comfortable victory for us. And it gives us a good opportunity to bring on the likes of Kudus and see what he can do and see if he can change the game up, see what kind of positions, what kind of matchups he can do with the first 11 players. It gives us these sort of options. It's a shame Obama isn't on, because it would also be a perfect opportunity for him to come on when Antonio does probably tire at about the 60th minute. But outside of that, I'm really, really happy so far. Let me know how you're feeling in the live chat. Because so far, so good for me. President, strongly agree. I definitely am as well, Gary. I definitely am as well. I can't know. Dan saying Champions League next year. I tell you what, that playing out from the back is so good for us. I mean, it adds such an element to our game, and it means we can deal with presses so well. And it's the sort of thing that can allow us to get better results in the league and get us into those sort of positions. Val, cheers, Charlie. It's been a while. Good to see you, Val. Hope you're well. Hope things are going well for you. It's good to see. I think every game this season, says Jeff, if West Ham score first, they win. I think that's a really good point, and I actually kind of agree with it. I think when we score first, we're so good. We're so good. It forces Sheffield United to come at us now. They can't sit deep. They're going to have to get more and more stretched, more and more under pressure to get a goal, and we can just play our game beautifully. I think that's a great shot. Bacon Mania. Yeah, I've kind of done a madness here. You know what it is. Will Moyes park up, or will he go for goal difference? Is always handy. I think he'll just play. I just think we'll play our natural game, which I think a lot of people would claim as parking up. I personally wouldn't say it's quite that. I wouldn't put it as negatively as that, but I think we will play that style of football, and I think that suits us here. I don't think we need to stress ourselves out. You know, I think honestly, as we're going like right now, we'll get more goals doing that as well, and I don't think we're going to concede. I think they had a big chance. They're going to have to create some more big chances like that, but realistically, nah, you know. Quattrofina 79, sorry, with the £5 into the full-time fund. Thank you very much, massively appreciated. Get Kudus on at the second half and see him fly. Yeah, I'd absolutely love that as well, and I think today's a beautiful opportunity too. Don't know who for. Probably you're probably looking at Antonio, maybe Jared Bowen going up front, which I think actually today with Thomas Souček in that sort of striker position might not be a bad idea. Even Danny Ings might not be. I don't know. I'd be interested to see how Danny Ings works with Thomas Souček pushing up that high, whether or not that works out. I don't think it's perfect for him, but still, I think Kudus getting game time would be super important for us today. Is this not the perfect opportunity for Kudus to come on and straight? Maybe not. I don't even know if it'd be straight at a break, but certainly at some point, I would highly recommend bringing him on, and I'd be very excited to see him in this situation. Martin says everything going great for now, but I think we'll make hard work of the victory again. It might feel like hard work. I'm pretty confident it won't be, but it might feel like hard work. Certainly, I don't think we're going to play a different style of football than everyone expects and suspects us to do. I'll be honest with you. Thoughts on rest stream tomorrow? We're getting Zach Sabre Jr. versus Daniel Bryan, so Brian Danielson even. So I'm living in dreamland. You know, I'm living in dreamland. It's a really strong card. It's a really, really strong card. FTR Aussie Open's really good. Aussie Open are obviously my boys, and I've known about them for a hell of a long time, and I've seen them in front of barely anyone in random places in London, and now I've seen them in these huge situations. But it's looking like a great card. I'm really looking forward to it. I probably won't be able to watch it live, but I'm buzzing. Let's say. I take Alvarez off for Kudus, says Spooky Dude. Really going for it. Yellow card, so not necessarily a bad shout. Souček going in my FPL team next week. You probably won't be the only one wonderful life. It does feel like his goal scoring ways are back a little bit. Third goal of the season, I think, for Thomas Souček today. And Soufal, something else we should mention is Vladimir Soufal getting yet another assist. That pullback for the first goal, for Jared Burns' goal. Again, Souček with a nice little through ball through, nice link-up play between himself, Soufal, I think Paqueta, maybe Alvarez, just some people getting involved. It's really nice little build-up. Pockets of people getting involved, stuff again we just haven't seen under David Moyes. Just really nice play. And then Soufal, what a pullback. He's starting to roll back those years a little bit as well. It just feels like it's coming together a little bit for us right now. And I think Soufal deserves a lot of praise because he's starting to look. Gatesy said to me on the on Two Spanish this week, Gatesy of the West Ham Massive, of course, subscribe if you haven't already. He said to me on Two Spanish, like talking about Soufal potentially getting back to his best, and as much as I wouldn't quite go that far, he's certainly looking really good. And to be honest, if he carries on the list, it's not exactly like I can deny that idea. So, Sheffield United worst team in the league. They currently are. They definitely are. But they've had a couple of little opportunities, and they should have that McBurney one again, Adam. I'm going to keep going back to it because it was such a good opportunity, and he just wastes time in a stupid manner. He just wastes time and shouldn't have done it. Moyes may go for this and pad the goal differential. Champions League next year because we will win the Europa League. Love that big Gabs. Love that Gabs. That's the vibe we're going for. Ben with the bosh. Credit where credit's due, says David. Souček, best performance for 2 years. Had more efforts at goal this match than the whole of last season. Probably had more efforts at goal than he's had successful passes last season at times, David, if we're being honest about it. But I'm loving to watch it. I'm absolutely loving to watch it. Teenage Mutant Bacon Turtles. 1, 2, 3, 4 turtles. I haven't thought about that song in years. Just came straight into my brain. Bowen's slicker and bacon fat, mate. Just that finish is so good. He just gets into the position, just opens up his body, slots it home. Oh, he's so good, man. Jared Bowen, what a player. What an absolute player. Yeah, Sheffield also about Luton winning at Everton is wild, by the way. That is an insane result going on right now. An absolutely insane result. Live is buffering. Is it? That's bad. That's bad. Keep me updated on this. Glitchy. Interesting. Don't know what's going on there. Bit late to the party. How was the first half? Really good deliberator. Really strong. I feel like we are looking much better than we have done in a while. Much better than we have done in a while. I feel like the team are coming together in really nice ways. The passing out from the back is really strong. They put us under a little bit of pressure and we don't panic and just boot it instantaneously. And as much as that will cause us problems, sometimes it's just nice to watch. And I think it gives us a much better opportunity to build and to try and get forward. On top of that, going forward, we are looking really strong. Thomas Souček getting in and around the box, causing actual problems. On top of that, Jared Bowen looking really sharp. Paqueta in the build-ups looking good. Sufal getting forward really well and crossing in well. We're looking good. We're looking really good. If it's freezing a lot, I apologize. I don't know what's going on with YouTube at the moment. There seems to be problems apparently because I'm seeing a lot of people talking about freezing and I'm seeing the numbers going absolutely wild. So yeah, apologies if that's happening. Don't know if there's anything I can do on the back end. I'm sort of just looking at it to see if there is. I'm not sure. Just get bacon with the game. Yeah. How many goals do you think Jared Bowen will score this season? Says Games On Dude. Yeah, certainly a lot, I would say. All other videos and connections fine, says Cozy. Thank you. This is good info. Thank you. Let me know if keep me updated because I don't know what's going on there. How many goals do you think Jared Bowen will score this season? I don't know. What's on already is a good question to ask. What's he on already is a great question to ask. He's on 5. Is that his 5th goal of the season? It's for some reason the number that's in the back of my mind. I think he's going to do well. He'll hit double figures. I'm pretty confident that much. Yeah, it's his 5th goal of the season. I think he'll hit double figures. I certainly do think that. I think he'll... It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Kudus. If Kudus comes in and starts playing the number 10 role, or up front even, then I think you'll see Jared Bowen hit double figures comfortably and look really good all season. It gives us the option. He gives us the option to rotate on that right-hand side, and I'll be interested to see what happens there. But potentially that. I reckon. How many goals do we reckon Bowen will get this season? Leave your predictions in chat. Mad at Kudus on the counter second half. I know. Kudus on the counter sounds like a beautiful situation. I'm just excited to watch him play. Listen, I would say something about it, but then again, Gio did open up our opposition preview video, which was really good, by the way. I can't remember the guy's name who he did the opposition preview with, but definitely go check it out and subscribe to the guy's channel because he was really good, really funny, good dude. But Gio did open that video by talking about Tevez. So, I can't really say much. As much as I want to. I think people are rash with Souček. Solid work, Jeff. Solid work. Just big bacon vibes, We'll score more than Antonio. 5 says Games On Dude. 13. I think it will be double figures again. I think we're looking at a double figures Bowen opportunity. That's my bet. That's my bet. Problem with Bowen, every team will want him. True. But listen, if he's the next player to go for a stupid amount of money, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. As much as I don't want to lose him, I'm okay with that. Especially seeing as we have Kudus just sat there. I think Kudus could be basically Bowen too. I think that could be a really good situation for us. As much as I don't want it, I really, really do not want to see Jarrod Bowen leave. I'm not too worried about it in that sense. Yeah, video's much better now. Okay, good. I pressed a bunch of buttons, so hopefully some of them, one of them was working. I don't know. 18 goals, Bowen between 15 and 17, 16. Yeah, he's on 5. He's on 5, Charlie. I just had a check. It says 4 on Wikipedia, so I'm assuming that hasn't included the one from today, so 5 makes sense. He got his 5th today, says Daniel. Okay, cool. Video much better now. Okay, good. Good. Kudus and Ings will arrive for the last 15. We all know the script. Yeah, that's kind of what I think will happen, Mancunian. I don't know. Danny Ings, no. You know what I mean? No. But still, more than our so-called strikers. Yeah, Mike, you're probably not wrong. Get some Premier League graphics just about Thomas Souček. It's just nice to see. I'm just really glad he's getting back to that form he had originally, and he's just looking really lively. And I could see him getting a second today. I can't lie. I really could. He's pushing forward. We're potentially going to win some corners, whip him in towards his head. I can see him getting a second today. Sheffield United are currently walking out on my screen. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe. We're the most consistent West Ham fan channel where it comes to watch-alongs. We've only missed 4 in 4 seasons. And that's been times where I was so ill I couldn't get out of bed. There was one where I literally had tonsillitis and could not talk. So it's not exactly for bad reasons either. We are always here bringing the watch-alongs to you. All of our match day coverage, including build-up show an hour before kickoff and a review straight after, which there will be today. So make sure to hit that bell notification button if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any of those good stuff as well as all the videos during the week. And like the video because it helps us out massively. The second half is underway. It's about to be underway even. I have a timer in the top corner which will tell you when we kick off, how far behind you I am. Yeah, we're feeling it. Ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 is the score. I genuinely think it could end more than this. I can't see this only being a 2-goal game. I can see us scoring, and can I see Sheffield United scoring? Honestly, no. West Ham, both teams are out. I can't see any changes for West Ham necessarily. Don't know about Sheffield United, but looking briefly at the West Ham team, I can't see any. And we're back underway. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run. 2 tings. 2-0 Sheffield United. Almost a carbon copy of of our kickoff. Exact same direction. Exact same play out to the right-hand side. And looks like the exact same throw. Don't think any changes at half-time for either side. If you are looking for a way to watch the game, there are, of course, ways you can do it. Schizo coming through with a Yarmolenko chat. I haven't thought about Yarmolenko in a while, but I tell you what a guy. And that goal against Chelsea, Yarmolenko was way better than Ings. Even Yarmolenko scored at times. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree. I always thought the Yarmolenko chat was probably a little bit harsh. Certainly was past his best when he was with us, but you know, he had it in him. Again, that goal against Chelsea. Sufal losing out a little bit there. Sheffield United coming forward. Sheffield United trying to work their way out to the right-hand side to cross the ball in. Playing triangles at the moment, trying to find that space, but Emerson, Paqueta just closing off the spaces, not allowing them any sort of joy. James Ward-Prowse doing well to cover again in that defensive shape. We have the 4-1 fully in effect. You've got the 4 in defence. You've got Alvarez just sat ahead of them. The 4 across the middle lined up, and then Mikel Antonio just sort of up front as we sit deep, very compact. It's really nice, to be fair. Foderingham comes all the way out to almost the halfway line to play that ball forward. Sheffield United looking to try and get that. Paqueta, beautiful little flick over the top. Oh, and a nice ball out to Sufal. It's good. It's really good. Oh, shout out to the boy. Good to see you, Stu. How are you, sir? I was watching the the social from last night. Missed it live. Watched it after the fact at about, don't even know what time it was. It was quite late. It's probably like 3 o'clock in the morning. So I just had it in the background while I was working. Good work on the stream, sir. Good to see. Lee late. Clearly been playing EAFC. Clearly been up playing FC24. You gotta respect it. Jared Bowen laying out wide now to Emerson. Trying to find his way through the centre. Paqueta, who had a very free role in that first half, was starting on the left wing and was predominantly there, but did keep popping up very wide on the right to sort of help him build up and stuff. Interested to see if that ends up happening again today. Ward-Prowse out wide to Paqueta. Will that continue to happen in the second half? Will be interesting to see. I think it's just to allow that build-up play, right? Thomas Souček is getting like right. He's further forward than Mikel Antonio is a lot of the time. So you're just getting him in deep, just allowing that build-up play to happen. And you know, when we do get into situations where the horseshoe could begin to take effect, and we might get forward up near to the left-hand side into a cross position, doesn't quite work. Start passing our way back slowly around and then back up to the right-hand side like that. Just having someone who has the ability to pass well and quickly and long as well as those sort of things just gives us those options. Not necessarily against it. Jared Bowen charges well around down the right-hand side, plays it in as Antonio, close, but Fotheringham comes and collects it. Just a little dink in from Jared Bowen, a little cut back dummy, takes it past his man, takes it past the second, and then just the dink across looking for Antonio, can't quite be fine. Fotheringham collects it. Sheffield United under a huge amount of pressure. Good stuff. Paqueta comes away with the ball. Oh, beautifully done. Takes it past Bogle as if he's not even there. Love that. We win a free kick. 2-1 Luton now. Well, listen, for my friend's sake, I hope. Lumi, if you see this, for your sake, I really hope Everton win, bro. Paqueta winning the ball back there, and then just a little step over, sends Bogle the wrong way and goes down. He really is. It's nice. It's good to see him at his best. When he's at his best, he's such a good footballer. He really is. James Ward-Prowse to take the free kick wide on the left-hand side, whips it in. Zuma was there, and Alvarez was as well. Souček tries to hook it across. It's going to be a corner. Oh, no, it's a goal kick. Okay, apparently it's a free kick. Sorry, goal kick. Not sure how, but it is what it is. Ball played in was nice from James Ward-Prowse. Almost a corner, but just way deeper. Plays it in. Zuma rises, can't quite get his head onto it. Souček hooks it back across. And it deflects out. I'm not sure. It doesn't really make a difference. It's a goal kick. Who cares? I do. It should have been a corner. How dare I say who cares? I care a lot. No, me too. Yeah, me too. Listen, I've said it before. I'll say it again tougher. I've said... not even tougher. Togger. We'll go with Togger. Togger? Brendan, I've said it before, I'll say it again, mate. Get him up there, you know. Big man. Knocking it around. I'd be here for it. I'd be very strongly here for it. Just realised I don't think I put Quattrofinia's dono in the top. There's been so many today. Thank you so much, by the way. It's a huge. It helps us it helps out the channel a massive amount. The full-time fund chats. So thank you. Massively appreciate everyone who's donated. It's been a huge amount. Ooh. It was close from Sheffield United there. It came in towards the box and not sure who it was. I think it was Sousa. Big long throw from the left-hand side from Sheffield United. Ollie McBurney bounced for it. It ends up bouncing out to Sousa, who takes a touch on his thigh, just doesn't get maybe the time. He can't adjust to it quick enough, which is fair, and then just turns and hits it. I tell you what, he does all right to win a corner from that. And in comes the resulting corner headed away from Kurt Zuma. Kurt Zuma. Toa. Tua? Tua. Is it Toa? Toa or Tua? I want to get this right. I don't want to disrespect you, sir. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. I haven't seen it yet, Em. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't even seen what happened, to be honest with you. I was so busy with work, and then I watched WHUSHU as well, and I just didn't get the chance, and I've not been on my computer too much because my computer is sort of breaking currently. I need to get it fixed. Toa. Perfect. Thank you very much. Toa. Yeah, my computer's on the verge of breaking. I need to just check it. It's still yellow. It's on the verge of breaking, my computer. I'm surprised. There is a... I'm needing to get it fixed soon. It might happen at the beginning of this week. I need to find a way of getting it fixed when there's no games. So I'm trying to find someone who will do it quick enough to be back for, say, Thursday or something. So, yeah. I haven't been on the computer to even watch it, and I don't have BT Sport or TNT Sports on the television. So without that, can't watch it, unfortunately. So I'm going to probably put it on in the background while I work after this. And Rampage, because I haven't seen Rampage yet either. Even though it is the show that I've been waiting on. It's the theme song. Adrenaline pumping through your chest. I can't remember the next line. Sheffield United are going to be the first ones to make a sub. I think it's Egan. Is that Egan who's down? I think it's Egan. It's Egan who's down, who I suspect to be the one who's going to come off for Sheffield. Yeah, that is Egan. 12's Egan, isn't it? Their captain, who's hobbling massively. Areola's there as well, as long with the medical staff and the ref. Yeah, he can barely move. They're definitely going to make a sub because Egan can barely move. I think that's Basham. Yeah, Basham. Chris Basham's about to come on. So let's try to keep these updated. Just helps, innit? Just helps. I mean, against teams that I know nothing is a bit of a nightmare, but Basham is going to make his way onto the pitch for Egan, John Egan, who is limping massively. Yeah, he's a bit injury prone. He is a bit injury prone, Em, I can't lie. He's a little bit injury prone. I watched the first episode of that wrestling documentary that's just been put on Netflix, Wrestlers or whatever. The one that's talking about FCW? Which one is it? No, it's Ohio, isn't it? Ohio Valley Wrestling. OVW. And one of the Basham brothers is like a coach there. And I went, oh my God, it's one of the Basham brothers. I haven't thought about them since maybe 2005. Yeah, OVW. Thank you. Yeah. I knew it was one of their old systems. I just couldn't remember which one it is. Obviously, SCW ended up turning into basically NXT, so it had to be OVW still. Playing the ball forward. Sheffield United looking to get forward quickly. Cross, good covering by Emerson. Good covering by Emerson. Bo, good to see you. I can tell you for a fact there is definitely ones that are working well, if you know where you're looking. Harmer pings it in, header back across goal. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. I think that's a save from Mariota. I'm not sure what happened there. The header came back across goal, and one of the Sheffield United players is rising at the back post towards it. And I mean, Areola just jumps with it and makes himself as big as humanly possible and stops it from going in. I don't know if he saved it. I think it is. I think it was Ahmed Ozic. I mean, I can't tell for certain. The commentator just said the word Ahmed Ozic, but also said the word Fabianski. So clearly, not entirely accurate. So I'm not sure if it was him or not. Bogle battling there with, I don't know who that is. I think it's Paqueta who goes down. That's going to be a free kick to us inside the area. Thank you very much. I want to have a look at that want to have a look at that corner again, and just to see how Areola deals with it. It's driven in by Heyman, ahead of back of box. It is Ahmed Ozic. Yes, good well from Areola. Can't quite get there in time to punch the ball, but he just jumps up with him, makes himself big, almost volleyball style. You know, when someone goes to smash in volleyball and they jump up and just sort of block it, it felt very volleyball-esque. But love that. Love that. You know, Val, I think it's one of those things where I think I enjoy it for what it is now. And I think at the time, I enjoyed it for what it was because I didn't really know too much better. Although there was a sense of there was a sense of where are certain people, you know? And I think that's obviously the thing that always gets brought up is like, where were the big names? There were certain big names that obviously weren't involved in it. And I think back in the day, I would have felt the same. Although I still sort of enjoyed it for what it was. Also, I just, RVD. So, vibes. Anything that gives you RVD is a good time, in my opinion. But in general, now when I watch stuff from it, I just enjoy it for what it is. How about you? What do you think about it? Also, again, cannot stress RVD. I wish we could. He's obviously not on the bench, so it's a massive shame because, like I said, it would have been such a good opportunity for him to play today. We've slowed down in the second half as much. We weren't. Oh, Paqueta is just so good. The close control. He's just so good, man. Yeah, I feel like we've slowed down a little bit, but to be honest with you, it's not really harmed us that much. Sheffield United have probably had better opportunities in this second half, have looked more lively in this second half, have got further forward in this second half, but has that come to anything? No. As much as all those things are true, it doesn't feel that stress for us, to be honest with you. And we are in a really strong position to build off of this, it feels like. Again, like I say, if Bama was on the bench, it would be a beautiful time for him to come on and try and make an impact. For us, I'm starting to be a little bit less convinced that there's going to be a goal in the second half, like I was at half-time. If anything, if it was a little bit like it could be. I don't know. It feels like Sheffield United could score, again, slightly more than they did at half-time. But even then, if you told me we scored and it ended 3-0, I'd believe you, I'd believe you. And we look so much more comfortable on the ball. Even here, we're just playing the ball around calmly, And again, it is against, do need to be some caveats. It's against Sheffield United, who are one of the lesser teams in the league this season. So I don't necessarily want to draw massive conclusions from it and talk about whatever. But sometimes these teams are the ones that we would come unstuck against, and today is a great example of us just being comfortable on the ball, just being able to play it around. That right-hand side, certainly less comfortably than the left. I will say that. We've been passing it around nicely on the left-hand side, getting involved, Emerson dribbling with the ball. It looks all nice. And then the second it went over to the right-hand side, it was like, oh, hold on to your butts, people. But in general, we just look so much better right now. We just keep. This entire time we've been talking, we've just had possession. We're just passing it about. It's just nice, isn't it? It's just nice. Yeah, I think there's certainly an element of that. Obsidian, I think there's definitely certainly an element of that. The whole damn show. Seeing him still doing his thing, and it pops up every now and then. It's just a beautiful thing. What a guy! What an absolute guy! Loved it then and love it now. Didn't care about the big names from WCW, and I was writing for it. Yeah, that's fair. That paranoid Stone Cold's thing. Antonio almost threw. Stone Cold's, yeah. When he had that license to just be like, to show the comedic side of him is really strong. Like always, really strong. Like, as much as I think, this is a great opportunity. Mikel Antonio lays it through. Jared Bowen almost there. Takes it around the goalkeeper, but it touches a little bit heavy. Pulls it back. Antonio just a little bit too close to him. It was just too much to the feet of Mikel Antonio, so he couldn't shoot first time. He had to wait for the ball to get out of his feet. The pullback's poor from Jared Bowen, but it was a little bit rushed. Beautiful stuff. The nip in, and all of a sudden Mikel Antonio, the ball through to Bowen is awesome. Goalkeeper does well to come out, but that pass from Jarrod Bowen is just a little bit off. Mikel Antonio can't hit it first time with his left hand, I was going to say left hand foot again, with his left foot. And instead, he just has to get it out of his foot to his right. I don't necessarily wholly blame Antonio for that. I do think the pass was a bit wonky, but man, such a good opportunity there. A slightly different pass, a slightly different finish, and that's 3. That's 3. I think the biggest problem with the invasion thing is the ending of 17. I think the finish of WrestleMania 17, although it makes sense and like builds up for like, it's not necessarily part of the invasion, but it's like, I would include it as part of that storyline as a whole. I don't like the ending of 17. I think that match, I wanted that match to be its own thing. But outside of that, yeah. Yeah, I can agree. I think it gets, I understand why people don't like it. I understand solidly why people don't like it. But for me, I just, I enjoy it for what it is, I think. Jarrod Bowen winning a free kick, battling for it. Just constantly getting nipped at. Free kick almost on the halfway line on the right-hand side for us. Sheffield United are going to make another substitution. Tom Davis, formerly of Everton, is going to be coming on any minute. Although I think we're going to take this free kick before it happens. Yeah, I probably shouldn't say any other words. English is not apparently not my first language. Oh, nice play across from James Ward-Prowse to Soufal. Get into those positions, maybe a pullback. Lays it short to Paqueta, who's worked his way over to that right-hand side again. James Ward-Prowse to Soufal, who plays it in. It's going to be a corner. Corner, we take that. We take that. Big corners coming in. James Ward-Prowse, Tom Souček, Alvarez, Zuma again. There are lots of big men coming forward. Let's get a third. Atmosphere sounds good at the ground. I should say that. Atmosphere does sound good at the ground. Ooh. Did you go to the Box Park thing for AEW when they were at All In? Here comes the corner. Thomas Souček battling for it. James Ward-Prowse lifts up his arm, whips in. Just behind Thomas Souček there. Doesn't quite work out. Going to get a second chance. Plays it in. Jarrod Bowen there. Just a little bit underneath it. The ball sort of comes across to him at the back. Leaning back and head goes high. Unfortunate. That's me, man. I'm as old school as they come. AAT, done that, blood. Been there, done that, Yeah, I certainly think so. I think like the way we're playing right now, the performances we're putting in, the results we're getting in Europe for the third season in a row, we're in a really strong position, right? A really, really strong position. West Ham pass, get around at the back, big ball over the top from Soufal, looking for Antonio, battling for it, wins the corner. We take it. Oh, Kudus, ladies and gentlemen. Kudus receiving some instructions from Kevin Nolan. Again, that's something Mikel Antonio just does well, It's what Ishmael's saying there, not mad at Mickey, he causes problems. That ball goes forward and he's able to just get in there quickly and just cause a bit of problems, just wins a corner from them, just by getting into those strong positions. James Ward-Prowse puts it down for another corner. Again, Zuma in there, all of the big men. Souček, again. In it comes, Souček battling for it. Again, gets his head onto it. Oh. So close to being 3. So close to being 3. Ball in as well. Again, raises up. It's just a little bit behind everyone, but Again, battles for it, goes back, rises up. He's off balance at all times, off of Basham, and can't quite get his head onto it. Did Tom Davies ever come on for them? I don't remember him coming on. I'm trying to see now if I can see him. I can't see him either. Foul on Alvarez. Oh, sorry, against Alvarez. A little bit concerned about whether that was going to be a red or a second yellow there. He plays it forwards. Then back. He does very rashly dive in there. I mean, he gets the ball. I don't think that's a yellow. I'll give it a free kick, to be fair, but I don't think it was a yellow. But he is a rash guy. It's bad. It is bad. It's not something we need in our lives, but I do love it. Yeah, I'll 100% be there. I'll 100% be there. I'll probably... My mate who I went with this year might not be able to go, but I'm 100% going. 100%. So people call for it. I mean, we're comfortably in a 2-0 position, so maybe people don't think we need it right now, Sumo. There's one, I think, available, but yeah. Oh, Souček looking for the ball over the top. Jared Bowen charging onto it. Oh, can't quite get there. Yeah, Antonio's blowing at this point. Antonio's he's solidly out of energy. I think we're going to see Kudus. My bet would be Kudus comes on for Antonio and Bowen goes up front because he's blowing a little bit now, Antonio. Well, I say now he starts blowing most of the time, you know what I mean? But you know what I mean. Zuma battling for it, loses out. Going to be a free kick. Free kick to Sheffield United on the halfway line. So McAtee is the one who's coming off for Tom Davies. That's finally happening. Again, weird seeing him for Sheffield United. Very weird seeing him for Sheffield United. Kudus and Ben Rama both ready to come on for us. Be interested to see what that means for us. It wouldn't shock me if we brought off Alvarez, but at the same time, he is the only sort of 6th defensive midfielder we have. But it wouldn't shock me given how close to a red card he could potentially be. Mikel Antonio has to be one of them, you'd imagine. I wouldn't be against Jared Bowen coming off, but then again, who goes up front at that point? We've seen Benrahma do it, I guess, but there's no real options in that sense. I'll be interested to see what he does there. Big ball over the top. Again, battling McBurney for it. Sheffield United trying to reset out wide on the left-hand side. Passing it amongst themselves under a lot of pressure, not really comfortably. 20 minutes to go. In they come. Mohammaed as well. It's a block from again. It's going to be a corner. Got more. Feeling greedy. Could take Alvarez. Yeah, it's... I would like... Listen, I'd like a third. You know? Yeah, I agree, Scorpio. I agree. Again, it's a perfect opportunity, but still. Headed away from Zuma. Dinked forward. It was a nice idea from Sheffield United. Doesn't quite work out. It's going to be a goal kick to West Ham in the 72nd minute. And here come the subs. It is Edson Alvarez coming off. Edson Alvarez is the one coming off. Because I felt like he was on a hiding to a... He was on the verge of a card, let's say. And it is, I think, Mikel Antonio coming off for Kudus. think that's correct. Areola, Sufal, Zuma, again, Everson, Suchek, Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Paqueta, Ben Rama, Kudus. Yeah. We'll see what kind of formation it is. We'll see which one's up front. It looks like Bowen right now. Yeah, Scorpio, I will just say, don't spam it. I'm not. I don't want to mute. I'm not going to mute anyone yet. But Scorpio, just to let you know, don't spam it too much. If you carry on to spam it, I will have to mute you. I don't want to though, because I agree with your point. I'm just saying. Thomas Suchek battling for it, can't quite make it work. Played out. Thomas intercepted and played away, but not super comfortably. Jarrod Bowen is the one who's come up front. It's going to be a free kick to us. Let's just switch these around, just to make sure it's accurate. Looking at a little zoom in there of like, don't get me wrong, I have no problems you being here, no problems putting your point in there. I'm all for it, bro. I just don't want to annoy everyone, you know what I mean? But I appreciate you coming here, Scorpio. Don't worry about it. There's a little close up on Ben Rama there. I haven't watched the Lincoln match. Are we interested to talk to Jack when we do Hammerlytics at some point next week? I think it'll be Monday. We end up doing it. Who did actually watch the match, just to get some thoughts on it. But the commentary were not keen on Ben Rama. I will say that the commentators were not keen on Ben Rama. Listen, if I had any, I would back it right now, but I need to go to the shop and buy some. But if I back it, I'll do it. No, I was not. Oof, long throw, almost ends in a McBurney goal again. I think there's Nelson. I'll say this. If there's one thing people could accuse me of, it was not being voiced out a few months ago. I've been backing it since for a long time. Now, when he first came back, was virulently Moyes out. But in the last year and a half, nah. People in the chat maybe, but not me. I don't want to call anyone a plastic just because I disagree with their opinion. You know what I mean? I don't think plastic fans exist, regardless. But at the same time, I wouldn't be insulting people just because I disagree with their opinions. Sheffield United are going for it. They have 3 subs getting ready to come on. Little dive in there from Sufal. This is going to be a nervy end to the game without having someone like Alvarez there, as much as he's a bit of a maniac. Archer tries to pull it back. This is a great opportunity. Hits. Good block there. Bogle hits it. Emerson and again, they're the big shouts for handball from the Sheffield United away fans. It's right in front of them. Bogle was claiming for it. Like I say, this is going to be a bit of a nervy end. A little bit of a nervy end here. Kudus. Oh, nice turn. Good work, Kudus. Oh, God, mate. He's just taking it past a bunch of people. He's played it out to Ben Rama, which I suspect might be the end of the move. It was. But Kudus does really well. I'll tell you what, he's won it back again. Oh, good work. Ward-Prowse pinks it across. Again, that one hit his hand as well, but I wouldn't say that one was a handball either. And I think Sheffield United fans instantly can no longer talk about hands. Emerson looking for Kudus again. He's getting really heavily involved here. Out to Ben Rama. Tries to put it on his stronger foot for a cross. It's into Kudus. It calms down a little bit, but Kudus, man, so well in that scenario. He just picks up the ball with like 3 people around him. Paqueta looking for the ball into Bowen. Doesn't quite work out. Again, just without Thomas Suchek pushing that back line and without Mikel Antonio on top of him, it's a very different defensive display from Sheffield United. A much, much more comfortable defensive display. We're looking at the handball shout from the other end. Yeah, there's no handball for me. There's no handball for me. Ball gets crossed from Cameron Archer. Bogle runs onto it. Eged gets the block, and then as he blocks it, it bounces up onto Emerson's hand. No handball for me. And then we're looking at the other chance. Ward-Prowse hits Bogle in the arm, but again, no handball for me. No handball for me. His arms are like there. It's not happening for me. Yeah, he looks significantly worse right now. I can't lie. We do look worse. A little bit more nervy now. We don't have the defensive solidity we had with Alvarez, although we had to take him off because he was on a yellow and he was begging for yellow, the second yellow. And going forward, just lacking Thomas Souček in their face and an out and out striker sort of causing problems. It was just we're relying a little bit too much on other things. I will say though, Kudus coming on looking really lively, looking really good. Again, I'd love to see him in a scenario where he was with, say, Thomas Souček pushing forward and all that. Triple sub from Sheffield. Harmer coming off, Slimani coming on. It's the first. Archer coming off for Ryan Brewster. And Bogle coming off for Trusty. Bogle, who we were linked with for a brief minute when he was in the Championship playing for... Who was it? He was playing for Derby? Was it Derby before Sheffield United? We were linked to him briefly then. Here you go. That should be accurate. I'd love to see it. He's looking lively. I could see him getting an assist. I don't see the goal as of yet, but I could certainly see him getting an assist. I'd love to see it as well. But Sheffield United are coming forward again here. Go well cut out there. Well cut out from Aged. The pass from Slimani into the path of Bruce to just cut out nicely. Hozic had Ahmed Hozic again, just moving forwards. Played in, pinged across. McBurney can't quite get there. Played back for Davis, who goes down looking for a pen. McBurney on the ball, hits it. I can see Sheffield United scoring. We've made this a lot harder for ourselves. We look significantly weaker at the back. Significantly weaker at the back. Basham plays it across to Davis, who gets the control. He's desperate for a penalty there against James Ward-Prowse. He is desperate for a penalty. But then Ollie McBurney in the box just dribbles his way onto his left foot, and then Emerson and Aguirre just there. We're trying to just block it. Again, about people saying mute Scorpio and stuff. I'll say this, right? I haven't noticed, like, since I say it, I haven't noticed Scorpio spamming. I know Scorpio said it twice more and in quick succession or whatever, but I don't look at it and see spamming. What I will say is this: I don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we become hostile towards anyone. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all West Ham fans, and even people who aren't West Ham fans, we can all get together and talk about things, and, you know, civil and everything else. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to turn this into a position where someone feels like they're being, you know, everyone's against them or anything like that. You know, like I say, Scorpio. If I saw Scorpio spamming again after I said it, I would have muted Scorpio. Scorpio, I didn't see you do it, to be clear. But I just want to be clear that if it does happen, I will. But I don't want to put us in a situation where we're all having a go at one person or anything. You know? West Ham passing it around at the back. It's going to be a nervy end. I didn't see him spam a lot after it, Chris. If like I said, if I saw it, I would mute him, but I can't just say it. But like I said, I really don't want to put us in a position where everyone's against one person or people are having an argument or all these other things. We can all just sit and chat and like watch the game together and enjoy it together. James Ward-Prowse storming through. Kudus is there, he collects it, can't quite get the ball out of his feet properly, finds Ben Rama. Looking to try and take on his man, 1v1, can't find a space, legs it short to Souček, who's steaming onto it. Potential free kick, but West Ham have the ball. Ben Rama looking to try and angle it towards the top, can't quite find it. I shall never mute Bacon. Bacon will never be muted. Never be muted. I think Brewster does okay there, to be fair. I don't think it's a foul against Souček. Six and a half minutes plus stoppage time to go. Davis whips it in. I'm very confident we're going to win this game, but I'm not confident. I could see a goal going either way. We're making this very hard for ourselves towards the end, but I could see a goal going either way. I could see them scoring. Equally, I could see us scoring. Oh, nice 1-2 from Sheffield, looking for Brewster, who's just dispossessed beautifully by Souček. Never diss Bacon. Never, ever diss Bacon. I back it. Six minutes to go. It feels like Sheffield United are the more likely team to score. Again, we look significantly weaker than we did defensively for the rest of the game. Having said that, you know, all you have to do is play the ball out to Kudus. All you have to do is play the ball out to Jared Bowen and get them going forward in interesting ways, and we've got a chance of scoring. I think it will end 2-0. I could see it being 2-1. I could equally see it being 3-0. Shot from range from Slimani. That's Slimani, yeah, Slimani. Davis picks up the ball, plays it into Slimani, who turns and tries to just bend it in at the far post. Can't quite make it work. Yeah, I'd love a clean sheet. Yeah, to find the Kudus, who's now sort of wide on the left-hand side. I feel like Kudus and Paqueta have sort of been given free roles. Trying to figure it out. I can't quite figure out who's where. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but that's a free kick. Oh, no, apparently not. Felt like a really blatant free kick. Kudus on one of their players, but apparently not. Kudus comes away with the ball, finds Ben Rama. Go. Finds Paqueta as the furthest man forward centrally. Who hits it first time, drags it wide. It's really obvious when you don't have a striker on the pitch, isn't it? It's really, really obvious. Ben Rama slows down a little bit. I wanted him to sprint, but instead he just waits for the run of Paqueta, who was looking around for Bowen, who couldn't. He looked around to see if Bowen was there, and he just wasn't. So he went, "Fine, I'll make the run," and sprints into the space nicely. But yeah, Paqueta seems to be the guy who's standing up front right now. He's very central and he's very far forward. Big ball out to the right hand side. It's almost like a striker would be nice. Played forward, laid short. Okay, that was dangerous, but he does it well. Samani, nice 1-2 with Brewster. Deflects up. There's a shout for handball, but it was way, way too close for me. Even if it did hit his hand, way too close. We've got Paqueta is currently the one playing up front, just to be clear. And I'll tell you what, he does really well there. He plays the ball into him, controls it down, and then holds up the ball well enough to allow people into the game. Out wide to Ben Rama. Go on, get a third. Getting a third would be so nice right now. Ben Rama charging forward. He just runs out of space and the ball. A goal would be so nice right now. I'd be so excited, you know? Out wide to Ward-Prowse. Oh, great ball in. Oh, Bowen, so close. Oh, close again from Emerson. Oh, close. Very, very, very close. That's what I'm saying about this idea of it feels like Sheffield United could score, but realistically, so could we. Played down the line toward Prowse, who pulls it back across. Lovely ball into the path of Bowen. Can't quite get there. And a secondary chance ends at the feet of Emerson, who can't quite nip it in. Blind Ali Benny is a bar. Is a bar and a half. An accurate bar and a half. Emerson looking for Paqueta. It's a lazy throw in from us. Oh my god, the commentator just said 6 minutes of added time. Paqueta does well there. Later off to Ben Rama. Calls for it back. Finds it. Pulls it in. Bowen hits it. Oh. I think it's going to be another corner. Thankfully, we stopped most of our big men on. I mean, no Alvarez, I guess, but... Man, Paqueta, where would we be without this guy? Where would we be without this guy? Oh, the sack Benny. Where would we be without Paqueta? He's just everything. Our 6th corner of the game. Not had too many. Probably would have wanted more against these. Not going to lie. But we're there. Again, using Paqueta as a sort of battering ram right now. In comes the ball. Looking towards Souček. Gets his head into it. Straight into the hands. Goalkeeper. On targets, but straight into the hands. Big boot forward. Looking for Brewster on the counter-attack. He just had no one with him. He controlled it. Soufal came across well with Emerson just to cut out that opportunity, and he just had no one there to play it to, so he ends up playing it back. Tom Davis on the ball. Does well there. Does well. Cross in, deflects, and it's nothing to write home about, but the bit before that was nicely done. And then Luke Thomas with a huge overhit. Cross. Goes out for a goal kick. Six minutes confirmed. Pabbers is about to make his way onto the pitch. Ooh, as is Mavropanos. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know what the hell's going to happen here. I have no idea. I mean, 4 nows for Paqueta, maybe. He seems tired right now. He's put out an insane... He's put in insane work this game. Then Mavropanos. No clue. No clue. Maybe we go 3 at the back. Maybe we go 3 at the back, given the fact that we now don't have a defensive midfielder, and maybe or don't have the defensive midfielder we have. So maybe we bring on Mavropanos as like a 3 at the back type thing. Don't know. Kudus does well battling for that one. They tried to take the quick throw in. Sheffield United, it gets pulled back, and here we go. So it is Bowen. Bowen is coming off for 4 nows. And Paqueta is coming off for Mavropanos. Goal for Goal for Jared Bird today. Beautiful stuff. Being really good for the vast majority of the game. Be interested to see where Mavropanos goes. I'm going to assume centre back alongside the other two. Yeah, he just said 5 to someone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Missing someone. Areola, Sufal. So it's Areola, Sufal, Mavropanos, Zuma, Aged, Emerson. 5. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Souček and Ward-Prowse. Then Ben Rama. Fornals and Kudus. That's what it is. Fornals, Ben Rama, Kudus. Bang, let me go. Tight there. 3 more minutes to go. I'll tell you what, 3 more minutes to go, and I shall ask you for your man of the match. Let me know who you think it should be, and whoever you say, just leave it in the live chat as I scroll through and read them out. Whoever has the most amount of votes will win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. There is no science here. Science is not your god. You are a vibes-based economy. And whoever gets the most on the vibe check as I scroll through, win the Hammers Chat Man of the Match. Let me know. Given this is an actual win. Emerson, just a lack of options, but keeps it well. Really nice from Aged. Really nice from Aged. Again, that's the usual situation where we would maybe get a bit panicked and turn around and just pay it back to the goalkeeper and inevitably boot it long. It's just nice to be able to play it around a little bit and keep it on the floor. Pablo Fornals in behind, looking for Kudus. Deflects outwards, couldn't quite make it work. Tell you what, I don't know who I would give man of the match. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure. I think probably. I mean, Paqueta, I think, has had a brilliant game. Bowen's played really well. Alvarez played decently. Souček had a really good game for a lot of it. I think I'd give it maybe Paqueta again because my man's just too good. But I'd maybe give a shout for Souček. Passing around with a minute to go, trying to play it forward to Kudus. Sousa looking to play it in, played around a bit. McBurney back out to Sousa, looking to try and loft it in. Brewster was looking for something there. Shot from range, straight into the hands of Areola. Will take Souček, Bowen, Souček, Bowen. Paqueta. I assume you mean Areola, so we'll go Areola. Bacon. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Souček, Alvarez, Souček for a change. Souček via Bacon. Souček, Mubama, sadly. Scorpio, thank you. Discretion, but thank you. Meat of the match, you'd love to see it. Meat. Shout out to Hobbs and Mirror. Souček. I tell you what. Ben Rama's charging forward. Down in the area. There's no pen, but it will be a free kick. A corner. I tell you what. Congratulations on Thomas Souček on winning your Hammers Chat Man of the Match award. I didn't think it was possible, but there we go. Thomas Souček gets it. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations. I do think he's had a very good game. James Ward-Prowse to take a corner right at the end of this game. Remember to stick around, ladies and gentlemen, because there will be a review at full time live with Gonzo straight after this. James Ward-Prowse whips it in towards the back. Oh, there's a foul. The goalkeeper fumbled it, and I thought it was going to be a goal. The ball gets played in from the corner straight into the hands of Fotheringham. Mavropanos is battling for it, and he sort of fumbles a little bit again. Is also there. I mean, personally, I don't think that's a... I'll be honest with you, I don't think that's a free kick, but it's one of those ones where it's always given because it's against the goalkeeper. So, can't complain too much. And there is the full-time whistle. West Ham United win 2-0 with goals from Jared Bowen and Thomas Souček. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. There you go. Do you know what? We made it harder than we needed to in that second half. But in the end, we get the result. And that's all we need. Goals from Jared Bowen keeping his form, his goal scoring form up. Souček keeping his form and goal scoring form up. Absolutely love to see it. 2-0. Another potential banana slip type of game, as sort of one we might have made too much of a meal of, and we win it comfortably. We made that second half a lot harder than it needed to be, especially towards the end, taking off Alvarez. We just looked a little bit. Taking off Alvarez and Antonio and changing the way the formation was didn't really work for us, but we still kept it calm. We still won the match 2-0, and I tell you what, we still continued good form. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy with the result. I'm happy enough with the performance. We take it. We take it. But thank you all for joining. Massively appreciate it. Remember, there will be a live match review in just a couple of moments' time with Gonzo. I will spam that link in chat in just a second. Before I do that, though, a massive, massive thank you to Moisasaurus Rex, Euro winner and Asteroid Survivor, to Tom, to Swindon, sorry, I'm a fan in Italy, to Mitchie B, to Asme, to Sumo, to Dave, Acid D, Punch Drunk Gaming, Quadrophenia. Thank you very much all for your full-time fund donations. It helps us out a huge, huge amount. As does liking the video and subscribing. Of course, we're the most successful, well, not most successful, sorry. We're the most consistent West Ham fan channel when it comes to watch-alongs. Only missed 4 in 4 seasons. And even then, they're for legitimate ill reasons, like having tonsillitis, not being able to talk, literally not being able to get out of bed. You know, those kind of vibes. So if you ever want to keep up with the game, chat with people as it's going on, or find ways to watch it, all that kind of good stuff, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and come back, because we will be live on Thursday for the Europa League clash. But before then, we have a live match review to go to, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to spam that link in chat now, just in case. Click on that. Go have a look. Go have a chat about the win with Gonzo. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you very much for joining. It helps us out massively. Love you all, and I shall speak to you later. Where's the button I'm looking for? I shall speak to you. Where the hell am I? There we go. Speak to you later. See you later, everyone. Bye. Bye.